Have you ever looked at iOS chat and said, there's simply too many VIPs here? Thank you, Hadayosh. I posted, actually. I probably will just take down that redemption, but thank you, Hadayosh, for redeeming it. Yes, you. You. No, that's not the one. Damn it. You. Shit. You. Damn it. Okay, we'll get this figured out. I'm figuring out the Stream Deck still, okay? Figuring out the Stream Deck with our little icons on it. It's kind of green screened out, but in a cursed way, you can tell they're there. Why must you hate all your superiors like this? Yeah, everybody, tell Blog why we hate our superiors, why we hate the VIPs, by giving your channel points to the VIP again. Ahoy there. Yeah, it's excellent to see all of you. I'm excited to play more Morrowind. Yeah, I've been reading some books, and oh yeah, and was also adding in some wonderful art that friend of the stream Laura D made for us actually while we were on vacation last week. So she worked on that frog frame, that lovely frog frame that you can see here. This lovely frog frame, and she also worked on some other fun features that maybe you'll just have to find. You'll just have to figure it out. I earned my status fair and square by iOS forgetting to take it away from me. Yeah, you squeaked through, as I recall. Yeah, perhaps we should rectify that mistake, Blarg. What say you? What say you? So what are we doing? Okay, so we're in the Vivec Mages Guild. As much as I hate to do it, I feel obliged to do some running around. iOS, nice. Yeah, thank you everybody for your channel points. Deeply appreciated. Hey, and Definite Sertaya, thank you both. We're going back to Balmora.
How does the day greet you, friend?
At least right here at the beginning of stream, we're gonna do a little bit of just like inventory management. We're gonna spend some time and manage our inventory. Isn't that great? So we're developing stashes across Morrowind, across Vardenfell. One of our stashes is here in Balmora. One of them is in Nisus, and one of them is in the Vivec Mages Guild. The ones here in Balmora and in Nisus are in the temples. But I don't know why you would find these details interesting, but I've arbitrarily decided that this stash in in Balmora, is for these badass weapons and armor that we got from Arkanthan last stream. So our adventures into Arkanthan unearthed many artifacts. A bunch of dwarven stuff, right? A bunch of awesome dwarven stuff that's mega heavy, but also awesome. And we've got a dwarven warhammer, 2 Dwemer cuirasses, a Dwemer helm, a shield, and a battle axe. Really awesome, actually. A bunch of big two-handed weapons that could be fun to mess around with. And so that's really cool, but we're gonna drop them here. That's my intention. These coins are 0.05 weight, so 20 of them is 1, so it's 2. Okay, we can just hold on to them for now. Ooh, yes indeed. Yeah, I'm so psyched to be back here, back in Morrowind. Founder-ageddon, oh god. I'm too jealous to let them have their badges. Ooh, I contributed 1 million to the first Badge-ageddon challenge. Now that's innovation, Mangor. Mangor would pull down even the founders. Who are our known iOS channel founders? While we're sitting here and talking about it. Because you got your knowns and your unknowns. I don't want that. You've got your known founders and your unknown founders. Me, IO, but yeah, Lord D is, that's for sure. Who else? Dwemer Gills for dweebers, I guess. So our blunt and axe skills are really low. I would really love to just be able to mess around with them. Our blunt and axe skills are really low. We have 10 blunt and 10 axe, actually. It's not great. It's not great. It's not great, chatters. Compared to our long blade skills, which are at 52, which is huge. So we'll probably just leave those there for a little while. I think... What have we got on us? So we have 3k gold, 3k drakes. We have a bunch of alchemy ingredients that we could transform into more potions and money. I think we're gonna rest for a second in the bed, and then I think we go to Pelagiad, which is kind of the next thread of our Thieves Guild quest. Good. I keep expecting us to get attacked by black Dark Brotherhood people, but we just haven't been. I just remembered to take my VIP away. Is it good or bad that she remembered that? You know, the culling was supposed to be, you know, thorough and complete hot Iosh. It was a fluke, really. That blarg squeaked through. And let me tell you, it won't happen again. It's certainly not. Absolutely not, in fact. I think Paleo's one. That's 2. I noticed Pixel was a founder last time. That's 3. Yeah. I would say the most controversial iOS channel founder is the character known as iOS. Lordy! Wow. Dance for me, Lordy. Yes, dance for me, my pretty.
Very nice.
Very nice. Yeah, thank you so much, Lordy, for the 28
Lordy is
months.
going to have to dance for it. Speaking of founders' badges.
Big. Very big. Our blunt skills are low. I know, Dick Feynman. I know, it's a damn shame. You just gotta practice, you know? You've got to roll some more and hit them hard, you know, until your skills increase. We've been culled. Yeah, you know, to be culled. This close. You're this close, Jinky, to getting culled. You know, so you be, yeah, be on watch. In fact, you should just prepare. Oh, Delta Rain 2. Wow, 2 of the same emote in a, I'm sorry, alert in a row. Wow, I love it. Dance for me, Delta. Dance.
Very nice.
Very nice. Yes, welcome, Delta. Thank you for the 23 months.
Rain is going to have to dance for it. Gay cum.
Gay cum. That's really what that emote is called? Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. You got me. Cute. Not that kind of cum. Oh, yeah. Yeah, thank you so much, Lordy. Thank you so much, Delta, for your resubs. Super appreciated. So great to have you both. We've detoured briefly to Fort Moonmoth here because I wanted to see if I could enchant. Ahoy there. You know what's interesting to me is that you can't re-enchant an item. I wonder if the soul we enter in affects how powerful the enchant is. All of our souls are in Nisus. So really what I was interested in was Untouch. Okay, so it's like 1,000 gold to make an enchanted dwarven claymore. Okay. So that's really what I was curious about. I wanted to know what the cost of that was like, because if we have an enchanted claymore, then we don't need to carry our silver claymore. Yeah. Oh, Claire, that's strong. That's a very strong idea. Yeah. And mods too while we're at it, Claire. You know? You know, the people who are really special should be treated as such. I'll be in my best behavior. Yeah, we'll see about that, Jinky. We'll see. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. If you're really, 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 really good, Jinky, I won't strip you of your VIP badge and cast you out into the cold. I think in Oblivion, Blunt and Axes got subsumed into the same category, which, like, lol. Yeah, it's like... Maybe there's gameplay reasons. to prefer having just one, but yeah, it's hard not to describe that as like getting dumbed down, I guess. Yeah, you should all be on your best behavior at all times, I say. So why is that a new thing, a Jinky? Yo Yaiba, thanks for lurking. Yeah, VIPs and mods. I like where your head's at, Yaiba. Big.
Gigantic.
Gigantic.
What? Biggest vagina known to man.
This is such a random alert.
You're kidding. Are you telling me the truth?
Huge. Gigantic. Gigantic.
Avarice Clary is a gigantic iios fan.
Yeah.
Thanks to Aticario for my sub gift.
Thank you,
Let's
Avarice.
freaking go.
Thanks for saying hi. It's great to see you, Avarice. I hope you've been doing well. I'm sorry to hear you were sick recently. Are you feeling much better today? Custom badges and custom emote requirements using custom badges. Yeah. Genius. Genius artillery. If only somebody would give these streamers on Twitch more emote slots.
Peter _shoes_
if
has
only.
an extra special video
Only.
for us to watch. Scully, I
Thank
just
you, Peter.
remembered
Yeah,
this.
hell yeah.
Absolute classic.
Fuck yeah. Yo, somebody posted this at Discord and it's amazing. Actually, let's watch it. Thank you for sharing, Peter Shoes. This was fantastic. Okay. Not your friend. I actually don't think I processed that very last part until just now. That he says if you do drugs, you go to hell
Maybe some
and you
animated
die.
global emotes bashful.
Before you die, not even when you die. You go to hell before you die. Like, wow, what does Captain Lou, what does Mario know about hell? Yay. They were probably like, that's great, Lou. That's amazing. Yeah, we love it. Yeah. Oh, yikes. Yeah, quite the cultural artifact. Like, I feel like he was good before his call or, you know, sign off there at the end. He didn't need to go to 11, but he did. Let me about the no, Dusty, surely not. Surely not our Captain Lou Albano. Are you telling me a celebrity would be a hypocrite? Isn't hell a Super Mario level? I think it is. Isn't it in like a Yamamoto hack or something? It's a pretty hell is a fairly frequent level in Kaizo hacks, I think. Ben. Alcohol, caffeine, ibuprofen. Where's the line? Where is the line? What are the rules, Defiant Styles? What are the rules? You know, I bet he smoked a big blunt with all the, you know, the cold hard dosh he got paid. And, you know, props to him. Let's go to the, I'm sorry, Pelagiad back road. As opposed to the, oh god, this map is just gorgeous. I wonder how they made this map, you know? I wonder how. Drugs will smash your face in and beat the hell out of you all day long. Yeah, what else will drugs do? Delta Rain. I wonder how they made this map. You know, it's like, I wonder, it must be pre-processed, right? They must have pre-processed like a version of the map to make this or something. Yeah, really interesting. Anyway, yeah, let's take the back way. He did a lot of PSAs, but he's always in costume. This feels like they just dragged him in off the street. Yeah, you can almost just like see the sheen of sweat on his brow. If Lou wasn't a stoner, I'm not a subscriber. Well, Scooby. I'm Hazwarda, welcome. Mario is already living in hell. You know, I think, you know, I just don't know that the abstract concept of hell maps very well to the precision platformer game known as Mario. One day I was taking a Zyrtec, and then the next I was mainlining turbo weeds. After, you know, it's more likely than you think. Yeah. Yeah. The streets are they're just riddled with turbo weed these days. I don't know what the rules are. I'm incorrigible. It comes with the name. That's okay. We all have our, you know, our vices. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's nerfect. Defiant. Okay, so we're in Pelagiad. We have a quest in Pelagiad. Okay, don't distract me. Sugar Lips Habasi told me that New Shoes Bragor was caught by the guards in Pelagiad and is being held in Fort Pelagiad. Habasi heard that Mebestian Ents is secretly smuggling Dwemer materials, and that Shadbach Grob Burberg, a guard in Fort Pelagiad, has been taking bribes to overlook the smuggling. I should steal a Dwemer artifact from Mebestian Ents, show it to Shadbach Grob Burbug, and demand that New Shoes Bragor be released. Okay. It looks like it was rendered from the models. It does. Yeah, it's curious to think about what their production process was for making it all happen. You're doing it in lines. It's probably one of the bad drugs. Yeah, Katanen knows. Katanen's been around. I trust Katanen to, you know, when Katanen says something, you just like take that and you just run with it. Yeah. In the 80s, you at least had to at least present a hard line against drugs. That's interesting. Yeah, there was like culturally a different kind of, especially if you were a celebrity, I'm sure it's just like part of the job. I've been to hell 10 out of 10. Would play Yoshi's Crack House again. You know, one day Defiant will go to Yoshi's Crack House. In fact, we'll all go. Drugs will make you think your sink is full of scorpions and your whole family died in a plane crash that was your fault. Yeah. Yeah, hardcore. Yeah, you just imagine just Captain Lou Albano just riffing for tens of minutes on the perils of drugs. And then that's just what that was, you know, they edited it and that was the best, his best take. If you mod the overworld, if you can regenerate the map or what. Yes, yeah, that's what I'm kind of curious about, Myth. Hey, welcome, Endless Revolt. It's good to see you. Did you just say the streets are riddled with turbo weed? They are, Cassie. But aren't they? Aren't they, though? Okay, we're looking for Mebestian Ents. Before I sit here for minutes trying to read all of these messages. We have been to Pelagiad. I want to resist. We have been to yes, we have been to Pelagiad. I kind of want to resist the urge to talk to everybody again. Because we would be talking to literally every person. I'm assuming Mebestian is maybe here? Yeah, trader. Okay.
What say you?
Hi. Ahoy there. I need to steal Dreamer stuff from him, maybe? Yeah, we walked through Pelagiad on our way out of Cydanine, actually. Look, I tried storing my scorpions in the cockpit of that plane. It didn't work. Where else am I going to put them? Yeah, certainly not in a check-on bag, Katanen. Perhaps an under-seat compartment. You heard recently Nintendo always had a pretty strong stance of having no obvious religious references in their games. I think it waxed and waned over time. You know, I think for the NES where they were a little more flexible, but they definitely went above and beyond to keep their games really like religiously. I don't know. You could probably write a blog post. I could imagine a blog post that kind of dissects Nintendo's stance on religious iconography in their games and how it's wavered over time. And nowadays, the Switch just has all kinds of bullshit, right? It's just like kind of the change of stance with the Switch App Store is really interesting for Nintendo. And actually, I think harkens like a wave change for Nintendo. The fact that so much of their revenue is caught up in like games that are like farther and farther outside of like the Nintendo brand, Nintendo values, sort of. I don't know. I definitely, yeah. I definitely felt as a child that like Nintendo had all the kiddie games and the other systems had all of the cool adult games with blood and, you know, boobs and stuff. Don't do drugs. Yeah. You really can't beat the "this is your brain on drugs" egg commercial. I honestly don't know that I ever call it Delta. It might be a good video redemption. I can't believe someone killed everyone on Morrowind. That is believable to me, actually. Who has 2 thumbs and can do something for you? This guy. Ahoy. Oh my god, I can't keep up with chat. Okay, Dwemer Artifacts. I resent your implications. I am an honest merchant. New Shoes Bergor. I don't know what you're talking about. I know nothing about some thief rotting away in Fort Pelagiad. Okay. Well, we'll have to bribe him. And we were given money to bribe him, which is chill. Do we want to sell? We'll sell, yeah. So we actually have 20 points of fortify personality items that we can use here. So here's what we want to do, I think. We want to use, we use the Belt of Charisma. We only have a 40% chance of invoking it, though. Why do I not have a 100% chance of invoking my items? Same with the Shoes of Conviction. Are these literally based on my chance to cast? Is it based on like my alteration skill or something? It's so weird. You can't see the chances, but they're not that great. No, that's charge. Okay, I'm dumb. It's cost and charge. The numbers here on the right side are cast versus charge. Whereas up here, it is cast versus chance. Cost versus chance. Because the chance of magic items is always 100. Okay. Cast our belt. Cast our shoes. Oh, fuck. I should have waited for my fatigue to go up. Because my fatigue is low. So now I wait. This is all wrong. It's all wrong. With low fatigue, I'm not min-maxing my persuasion chance. Tut. I guess Castlevania did, but the heavy religious games were pirates, so to speak. Yeah. And I feel like certain periods, like certain platforms and certain periods of time, they were more strict about it. Like, yeah, I think especially after the NES and SNES days. Stop sniffing! I once spent a solid 30 to 90 minutes laughing at all the dating sims that Nintendo thought I wanted to play. Yeah, like the helicopter. There's a helicopter dating sim defiant? Tell me more. Okay. So now... God, shut up. Okay. And now... I guess I could... We just give him money. Okay. Do more artifacts. Okay, just give him more money. Sharing is good, iios. I like sharing. Do more artifacts. Wow, useless. Okay, so he's like, yo, bro, you're full of shit. But we got told that this person has Dwemer artifacts. Out the wazoo. I sure hope we didn't steal them earlier. Oh, that is a locked chest. Well, let's just use our ability here. I've already used that power today. Shit. Okay. Damn it. Okay. That's okay. We have a bunch. I think I even have another Master quality lockpick. Okay. But the journeyman's quality ones. Okay, sweet. Now we can do this. A dwarven coherer. Okay. We stole the Dwemer item. Excellent. You're too engaging for us to slow down. Ah. Curses. My burden. My responsibility. Just being too goddamn fun. Yeah, it's okay, I know. It's hard, you know, it's hard. To be this goddamn good. Okay, great, so we stole the thing, and now... Steal the Dwemer artifact. Show it to Shadbach Burbug. A guard in Fort Pelagiat. So it'll be an orc. Why don't we go into the fort and look for that orc? Elf on a shelf, it's an orc in a fort. We've been here. I guess let's go straight ahead first here. I don't have my Imperial outfit. We'll see. I think that will be fine. Charge and chance sure do look similar in that font. They do, don't they? It's just the smallest difference. Latest rumors. It's the law of Morrowind. Slavery is legal. The Empire doesn't like it, but the Emperor signed the armistice, and that made it legal for the Dunmer to retain their ancient laws and customs. Now, there's some abolitionists who say, to hell with the law, slavery is wrong. I'm not saying I disagree in theory, but it's the law. So we'll see. Oh, hello, Shadbach.
Friend to friend.
Howdy, howdy. Why, poor iios, why were you cursed with the blessing of fun? Yeah, it do be that way, Moosey. New shoes Bregor. Where did you get that Dwemer artifact? I bet you stole it from Mabestian, thief. How did you know Mabestian had one? Because Mabestian pays me good money to keep it secret. Let New Shoes go, and I'll forget about it. Okay, you got me this time. I'll let him go, but it's not over between us, iios. I'll remember you. New Shoes Bregor. I said I'd let him go, didn't I? You repair my stuff? Thanks. Can I buy anything from you? Okay. Goodbye. Okay. So we did it. Yeah, we did it. Hell yeah. If you kill an orc with a trident, have you made an orc on a fork? I suppose so. I suppose so. Amazing artillery. Yeah, but it isn't on Steam. Attack, helicopter, dating, simulator. Collie likes the Apaches. It is a fetching bird, Collie, is it not? The game, Narc, where you become a mass killer versus druggies. Wait, egg equals classic? Yeah. So we did this quest. I suppose we go back to Balmora now, to be honest with you. I think that's where we're headed. Back to Balmora. Turn in this quest. If I were really thorough, I would try and talk to more of the Imperial soldiers there and see if they had any new leads for us. You know, it's kind of like as our... One right click. It's kind of like as our standings in these guilds improves and like the temple improves, or like Imperial Legion, for example, we may be able to get new quests from random people. My mouse is a little buggy. It's not a nice mouse. In fact, it's like the least nice mouse possible, like at all. But the right click has been a little sticky for, I don't know, 6 months or something. Who keeps track of these things? It's mostly not a problem except when I need to hold down the right mouse button for an extended period of time. Then it's like pretty bad. But I find that I so rarely need to do that. Oh, right. Moosey, right. Classic. Yes, absolutely. I've probably seen it, but it wasn't like burned into my brain the way I'm sure it was for kids when it got played on repeat. Is it weird I'm trying to come up with a rhyme for Orsimer? No, I think it's not weird at all. You know, it's respectable. A Nord on a sword, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Silly Yarrow, orcs aren't people. No, Tillery, no. You know, I do not support the orc holocaust. Yeah. I mean, not, oh my god, yeah. Ugh. But seriously, there's like a race war going on in Vardenfell. Don't joke. It's too soon. Artillery, it's too soon. Yeah, I'm sorry to say. You were in the demographic, Moosey, yeah. It wasn't even just the commercial itself. It was the way it was so successful as a meme and it was referenced like 1 billion times in movies and TV. Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. If I saw it, I'd probably start to recognize other references to it. I watched the movie Airplane a night or two ago. I did not like it as much as I enjoyed God, I'm so bad with titles sometimes. As much as I enjoyed another movie that had similar screwball comedy, which is was like Top Secret. Top Secret. I really enjoyed Top Secret. I'd like to watch Naked Gun. That has Leslie Nielsen, right? Airplane was was okay. It wasn't bad per se. Some of the scenes are really funny. Top Secret was good though. I thoroughly enjoyed Top Secret, basically, start to finish. Yeah, Airplane is less of a movie than a series of one-liners. That is actually, yeah, it's like it's almost like skits. It's almost like SNL skits or something. But I can understand why it would have been so influential and popular in its time. It's crazy how all the people in Elder Scrolls are either elf, human, or both. Like Dwemer being elves is a huge break with Tolkien, which never happens. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much defiant. And then you have I mean, I think the lizard and I mean, I think the Argonian and Khajiit races are also really interesting. From a just, I don't know. I kind of wish we had played as them, but I felt like I was role-playing the most to be a dark elf on Vardenfell, you know? Kind of like a person disconnected from your culture and trying to fit in amongst the natives and, you know, and I don't know. That's my headcanon as we're running around here. Shirley, you're kidding. Don't call me Shirley. Right? Yeah? I really enjoyed Leslie Nielsen in a show called Due South. He played an elderly, royal, damn it, something, mounted police. Royal Canadian Mounted Police, yes, of course. The first Naked Gun movie has its moments. It's weird, though, because OJ is in it, yeah. He has sort of a recurring bit part throughout the film, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty famous. I suppose we swim. Let's swim up the river here. We should be able to climb out, right? Or can't we? There actually is no way to climb out, is there? Of these canals? Cool. Okay, well, we'll go back around. I like that it's shallow enough here that you just sprint through it. You've only made Khajiit and Argonian characters for chat, Claire? Yeah. The humanish folks are too boring. I basically agree, Claire. It's just more interesting to explore somebody of a different, I don't know, just so different, you know? The only rhyme I have for Orsimer is worse for her, and I don't like it. Yeah. 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 I don't like where it's going, Tillery. Plenty of timeless jokes. Yeah, yeah. I know what's funny is very different now. Totally Moosey. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think, I didn't dislike Airplane. I just wouldn't watch it again. Is what I would say, basically. You've been watching news radio. Interesting, Lucy. What,
Yes?
what, like,
Warm day to you, friend.
kind of show is it? I guess. It's like a comedy show? New Shoes Brigor. New Shoes is free? Habaski knew you could do this thing. Take these 1,000 drakes, less than what it would have cost without your help. New Shoes Brigor. New Shoes is free. Advancement. Damn it. Jobs. A master of security lives here in Balmora. Habaski knows only that he is an Altmer. Perhaps he can help secure the south wall. Huh? South wall. The master of security is an Altmer here in town. That's all Habaski knows. Altmer. There are but a few of the high elves in Balmora. Ask around if you need to find one. You just want me to go find a person? Interesting, okay. We'll do this now. Trappy had you make an unarmed Khajiit who's kicking a lot of butt. That's awesome. It's fun. It's similar in Fallout. It's actually fun to play as like an unarmed or like hand-to-hand character. The only Altmer here in Balmora are Kulumair at the Lucky Lockup, Estirdelin at the Guild of Mages, Irmar at the Halalu Council Manor, Nalkaria the Alchemist, and Heserinda and Tyr Mayin, who both have residences here. That's a fantastic memory, Erithor. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. Murderer's description. I don't know anyone like that. Nerevarine cult. That's an Ashlander cult that believes that the ancient hero Nerevar will be reborn to cast down the temple and drive the Imperials out of Morrowind. Ralin Halal. Who? Westgash. The Westgash region goes from the Sea of Ghosts on the northwest coast to the town of Balmora, where the region is sandwiched between the Bitter Coast and the Ashlands. Latest rumors. Why is everyone so grouchy and tired lately? You don't suppose folks are all having bad dreams all at once? I'm not saying I'm having bad dreams. No, Sirrah, not at all. I'm fine, but you do hear folks talking among themselves sometimes about having bad dreams and not being able to sleep nights. Huh. Let's keep talking to some people. I think we have some more information we can get. Let's just talk to everybody downstairs, as a matter of fact.
Ask your question.
News radio is a sitcom about a news station. Oh, fun, fun. When was it out, I guess? 90s, okay. In the 90s, cool. Phil Hardman, Andy Dick, the Stapler guy from Office Space. It sounds like a, yeah, it sounds like an interesting cast. Yeah. And Joe Rogan, yeah, interesting. But not in the context he's presented in today. I remember when Joe Rogan was just on Fear Factor. Just, he seemed fine, you know, he seemed okay. If I rewatched it, I'd make myself miserable thinking about the fact that Phil's character disappears partway through. Is this like trying to imagine like the in-universe explanation? It does, doesn't it, Defiant? It does sound suggestive. Oh, passed away. Before Fear Factor days, yeah. And he was almost a nobody on news radio. It's funny to imagine him acting now. Okay, murderer's description. Shiranir thinks Shiranir saw someone like that over at the council club, just across from the Siltstrider. Okay. Ralin Halalo. Chiranir has heard nothing of the murder. Chiranir minds Chiranir's business. Okay, well, let's go to the council club. God, there's so much going on in Balmora. It's amazing. It's genuinely amazing how much is going on in Balmora. Nine Toes. I'm sure he is not the murderer. Ralin Halalo. I've only heard false rumors. Nine Toes is not the murderer. Training. You know what? Here, take some money. Take some more money. How about now? Training. This is really dumb. Damn it. Who is he going to offer services to? Okay.
This is an honor for me.
I need to stop just throwing money at people. Latest rumors. A guard found Narin walking around in his nightshirt near the fort. He said he didn't remember how he got there. Sounds to me like he's getting old before his time. Murderer's description. I believe Thanel and Velas over at the council club might fit that description. Ralin Halalo. I heard that a red-haired Dunmer was seen leaving Halalo Manor the day that Ralin Halalo was murdered. that's a good lead. Okay. Rallen Halalo. Yes, it's just terrible. It's cool that he can train Mercantile. Cancel. What is our Mercantile skill exactly? You have a whole skill for it? The art of buying low and selling high. It guarantees lower initial prices for goods, equipment, and services, and improves chances of getting better deals by bargaining. Come towards me. Okay, we're gonna let our, let's check one thing. Her training right now is 231 for Mercantile. Let's stand still and let our fatigue recover. 231. Yeah, I was known as a stand-up comedian at the time, yeah.
The brown ones seem to last longer.
I honestly haven't watched that much SNL. I generally like it. I feel like it has times when it's hot. Sometimes it really clicks, and sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes you kind of have to, like, you really gotta, like, get yourself in the mood for an SNL skit sometimes, I feel. God, good old Jay Foddick. I remember when Jay Foddick made content on twitch.tv. So now if we do training, it's like 10% less expensive because we waited for our fatigue to go up. So now if we cast our Indomitable Clothing... Jay Foddick! Yeah, I love... Thank you, Jay Foddick.
Is enjoying the breakfast of champions.
Oh, hi.
I remember that too.
Fancy seeing you here, Jay. It's been lovely to see you. I've been hanging out and watching the cozy ass WoW streams. I do miss that good old twitch.tv/jfodic content though. And okay, after procking our outfit, now Mercantile is another 10% cheaper. I guess it's 200 per level.
Ah, friend, how does the day greet you?
But then it goes back up. So we get, okay. It's okay, I beat WoW. Now I can stream normally again. What does it mean you beat WoW? What was your meta goal that you were working on? I'm so curious now. Yeah, this is so lame. It's like, I guess I just stand here. I guess the idea is I literally stand here. Jay, thank you for the 25 month. That's a long ass time. 25 big ones. Parse in the 90th percentile.
Outside,
Sick.
is it inside?
Well, is parse like a tool for looking at like your ranking compared to other people? It's so hit and miss. Every generation they've had is so hit and miss. Yeah, the older they are, the more you only see and remember the good ones. Yeah, Moose. Yeah, because people are just like, they're just like flooding. Come closer, dude.
That's no.
I have a 4
Cat hole time. Yay. Do. Oh, and there's a level. It's cat hole time. It's cat hole time. Nice. We got 2 times 5s on our level up, which is great. That's absolutely amazing. What's our gold stock like right now? 3k still? Good. It's like logging your damage. So you just wanted to be, strong. You wanted to be better than all the rest, Jay. And now that you've done it, that's it. You don't want to be 95th percentile? 99th percentile, Jay? Just saying. Let's go sleep and level up. No, that's awesome. That's good. It's a good time. Okay, sorry. I hear myself saying it. I want to encourage you to stop if you're ready to stop. There's nothing more. Yeah. There's nothing I support more. That was a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun to get strong and be good and top the charts. I definitely had a lot of fun, you know, like being top of the DPS charts for my role. Yeah, thank you, Delta. Hey, welcome, Nightmare Thief. I'm doing great. How about you? I'm so happy to be here this Saturday night. Let's take a nap. Rest. Dun. I mean, speed is good. I think my general strategy here is like we're going to get to a really high level as part of this playthrough, I anticipate. So I feel like we should be like kind of evening out. I'd like to be evening out my stats somewhat. So there we go. Excuse me. Amazing. Our strength and willpower are doing good. Getting a lot more fatigue, which is great. And a lot more strength, which is great. So we can now carry 285. That's really good for us. Means we can carry just an absolute ton of stuff. I have my Imperial Steel Cuirass on now. Okay, that's fine. Okay, great. So we slept, we leveled up. We have multiple leads on more quests here in town. We have a quest that sent us here to do some assassinations at the Council Club. We have another quest to do some assassinations, or like talk to people at the Council Club for the Kamanatong. And then we have another quest that is to identify a specific Altmer who is, I guess, a lockpicking genius. So I guess why don't we look for the lucky lockup, right? Doesn't that seem like that would be the one? Pain don't hurt when you're Dalton. Sounds like something real special, you know? Is it a good movie? Well, no. Fair enough. Fair enough, Delta. I trust you to tell me the truth.
Is there something I can do for you?
Is that you? Oh, she's down here. We're gonna talk to her for a second just because we're right
Yes,
here.
Dunmer?
Altmer.
What do you want?
There aren't many of us in Balmora. Just me, Estirdelin, Irmar, Kulamer, Heserinda, and Tyre Mayin. Why do you ask? Nalkaria of Whitehaven. I am Nalkaria. How may I help you? Ralin Halalo. I heard an Argonian murdered Ralin Halalo. South Wall. I doubt they would care if someone stole their watered-down, inferior wines. My own shop's security needs are far more important. I've had all sorts of things stolen from me in this den of thieves. So maybe not her. Okay. We'll walk around and I guess we'll look for the lucky lockup. There's another person up here, maybe in the Halalo Manor. I guess we'll go into the Halalu Manor.
So, where are you from?
How about you? Do you know anything about anything? No. Yes. Altmer. Yep. Any advice? Aramian at the Caldera Guild of Mages is a useful resource if you have questions about the Nightblade's trade as it is practiced in Morrowind. Ralin Halalo. Why not ask Ralin Halalo's servant, Urine Nurith? She's probably still in Halalo Manor. I don't think she has anywhere else to go. South Wall. Secure the South Wall. What are you talking about, Dark Elf?
Yes, Dunmer?
Okay.
What do you want?
Go ahead, Outlander.
So she was like,
What do you need?
yeah, fuck off. Yo, hey, Austin, welcome. I heard there's rainbows in here, certainly. And butterflies in the sky. Murderer's description. That could be Thanalin Velas at the Council Club over by the Siltstrider.
Is there something I can do for you?
Oh well, waiting until to the end would have saved some time. Yeah. Usually you spec into like one or two things. You like a good glass cannon. Yeah, I often do
Do you
that.
have something
It depends
to
on
say,
the kind of playthrough. Ralin Halalo. Once you think you know who the murderer is, you should kill them and report back to me. Okay. Adreno Arethi. She's a loyal member of House Halalu who lives in Vivec. She may have some business opportunities for you. Canctunian Panius. He is the loyal factor of the East Empire Company. He's usually in Evanhart. Interesting. Okay, so that was not who we were looking for exactly. Let's go down into the lower area. You know, just because our playthrough, it's similar to when we did Elden Ring, our playthrough is going to be so long. I want to just mix up the gameplay a bit over time so that it's not... So, I mean, because we're going to become super powered, essentially, at a certain point.
Speak up.
And ideally, we wouldn't just be like stomping over all of the content. It just is not as interesting, I guess.
What do you think about
Rainbows. The razor hole. The lucky lockpick might be on the other side. 8 plates. Mages Guild, Fighters Guild. It was fun lurking while I played Gundam, but it's nighttime. Yeah, take it easy, Avarice. Have a good one. It's in a book. A reading rainbow. Honestly, we haven't done much reading lately. We have not found the books. Show me the books. Lucky lockup. Okay. What's up? Excuse me. And this is the place that's really close to the south wall. Oh, it's like a bar. Okay, Kuhlemeyer. Thanks for the points, Chillingworth. Altmer. There aren't many of us here. South Wall. I never go there. It's a dirty place, visited only by thieves and swindlers. Shit.
your turn to talk, ours to listen?
We did Kuhlemeyer. We haven't gone to the Guild of Mages. We did Imar. We did Nalkaria. And then the people with residences. I guess let's go to the Guild of Mages and check. Ranbeber. Frog. I sure do love some frogs. Stewie. So good to see you, movie. How's it going? Beneath Red Mountain, Lord Dagoth sleeps, but when he wakes, we all shall rise, and the dust will blow away. Serve your lord, Dagoth the 6th house is risen, and Dagoth is its glory. 6th house. The 6th house, the sleeping house, House Dagoth, the house of Lord Dagoth, the true house, the one house, to welcome all true Dunmer, and drive the Inwa from our land. Rejoice and come to and join us. Come to Red Mountain and prepare the way for his coming. Dagoth He is the Lord and Father of the mountain. He sleeps, but when he wakes, we shall rise from our dreams, shall sweep our land clean of the Inwa. Why have you denied him? As Lord Dagoth has said, all shall greet him as flesh or as dust.
Sleepers, awake. House Dagoth
What
is
brings
risen.
you here, Dunmer?
Wow. This guy seems really sus. Sus as fuck. Movie, I'm so sorry to hear that you're sick. That's awful. Do you feel like you're on the mend quite yet? So sorry to hear that. I wager those butterflies can make you fly twice as high. Maybe. It's impressive to me that you have a butterfly emote, Lucy, but it's great. I love it. You're welcome, Color Theory. How's it going? Yeah, thank you again, Chillingworth, for the points to the VIP Again challenge. If you have channel points, if you have channel points and you would like to get rid of the VIPs, give them to the VIP Again challenge. Yes, movie, yes. Well, this person's very suspicious. Is this all you have to say, sir? Because we're just gonna walk away and we're just gonna walk away. Super sus. Yeah, Zakati. Big iios. Yeah. Big. The Dunmer sure do like their Daedric princes. I mean, if they were all kinds of chill, like Sanguine, I could see it. But they aren't. Yeah, it's a very mixed bag, those Daedric princes.
Hail and welcome.
You?
Do you have any news?
No. Is it you? South Wall. South Wall is a working-class corner club in Balmora, east of Odai River, by the south end of Labor Street, owned by Bacola Closius. Estirdelin must be downstairs. Yeah, thank you everybody for your channel points. I hope you're all having a lovely Saturday. even as we're sitting here and playing Morrowind for what feels like, you know, the greater part of a decade, are there any fun games that we've been playing that are new to us or new to newly released? There's definitely a bunch of fun stuff that's still upcoming in 2022, and there's always some new hotness on the wish lists on Steam to check out. But first play of Dark Souls 3, nice Moosey. Dark Souls 3 is a very fun and smooth experience, I would say. Yeah, it's a really good time. Yeah, I'm really good, Color Theory. It's great to see you. You just picked up Black Book today, but you haven't installed it yet. I looked at that game, as I recall. 3 is great. 3 is a lot of fun. Did you ever finish your Dark Souls 3 playthrough, Delta Rain? I remember you playing that. Latest rumors. You won't believe what old Avis said yesterday. I could live in a nutshell and be consumed with infinite space were it not that I have bad dreams. What the hell is he talking about? Altmer. South Wall. Okay. It must not be her. Or like Thieves Guild. Okay.
All right, I'm intrigued.
Let's sit here for a second. One interesting technique we've learned is that buying skills increases our skill multiplier on level ups without making us level up. So like if we have the money, we can like force ourselves to get good skill multipliers on level up by doing a bunch of training. You gave Overwatch 2 a go today. It was fun. Nice. Yeah, I hear that it's a lot like Overwatch 1, which is not a bad thing. Overwatch was always a fun game. Shoes of Conviction! Training. One thing that should be kind of a priority for us is getting an invocable item for like jumping. Okay. See, and so now with that training, we have a willpower times 3 multiplier, which is really effective. Okay.
Oh, good.
So it'll be one of the people with residences. Sorry, I was trying to... Somebody does enchanting, I thought.
Well met. Greetings.
Maybe somebody upstairs.
To you, friend.
Books they're so hot, Chillingworth. Revisiting FTL on Steam Deck. Nice. That seems like a really good form factor, maybe, for FTL. Yeah, good. Dark Souls 3 is easily your favorite, Arya? Yeah. It felt very streamlined to me. You know, not altogether in a bad way, but just in a way. Oh, okay, interesting. Well, what if I can invoke my pants to make myself jump good? God, it's so fucking expensive. You know, and I really need it to be like... God, it's so expensive. Like having, you know, having a pair of pants that we can invoke on self to, you know, get like 10 points of jump for 5 seconds is hella expensive. It's like just a huge amount of gold, honestly.
Yes?
I don't know if I need to be pushing like my various skills harder to get better discounts. That would help for sure, but But it feels out of reach still to do enchanting at the moment. Hessarinda and Tyre Mullen is who we're looking for now. Hey, welcome, Rubik's. How's it going? That magic sound is wacky. Yeah, it's a bit of a goof. It's been fun so far, and they've all been fantastic. That's great, Moosey. Those little cylindrical metal whistles with the fans in them. I think I know the ones you're talking about. I'm forgetting. Hessarinda and Tyre Mayin. Okay, no. I suppose at some point we'll want to, like, break into all of these places. Yes? And see what's in there.
Go ahead, Outlander.
Dralosa.
What do you need?
FTL's been kicking your butt. FTL is hard. It's really hard. I was just watching RB Pimlico playing an FTL mod today that looked like really intense. The mouse controls are slower on the deck, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, it is a game that really requires pausing. You will perform best if you pause. Rain Thalos' house.
I can spare a few moments if you care to talk.
Rollin Halalo. I heard that Nine Toes, the Argonian, killed him. Nine Toes. His house is in the middle row east of the River Odai. Huh. Huh. Okay. That's different information.
Yes, Outlander?
You knock up the difficulty phrasing for all FTL levels. Yeah, easy is normal and normal is hard. Hard, yeah. Yeah. It is a no-joke thing to get a win.
This is unexpected, but not unwelcome. Please, go ahead.
Well. Oh, yeah, the touchscreen, yeah. You're tired, Rubik's, yeah. I am one of the few in Balmora. What can I do for you? Dark Brotherhood. The Dark Brotherhood is an ancient, secret association of assassins. Any advice? Be smart. Join the guild. Honor among thieves, right? You're new here. Don't know your way around. Get in a little trouble. A lot of trouble, more likely. Oh, you'll learn fast enough, I guess. But get gold on your head and things get tougher. The guild will steer you straight, towards the sweet and away from the sour. And they're a regular guild. Discounts on your training and services and everything. Do yourself a favor. Start easy with friends. Then later, you want to freelance? Fine. Morag Tong. Guided by ancient traditions and rigid codes of conduct, the Morag Tong only recruits candidates of proven skill and honor. I will use the knowledge of the ancients, fragments of the power of gods, to warp the fabric of reality to my will to create temporary pants. No, it's not even pants that make us go faster all the time, Austin. It's like pants that I have to then invoke and have like temporary charge in order to go a tiny little bit faster. Maybe it's a late game thing. I need to get like better skills so we get discounts and be like shopping at places where we have the most reputation or something. Hey, welcome, Yen Yarbin. Welcome to Star. It's good to see you. Hope you're having a great day. An FTL win on normal is quite an accomplishment. Yeah, it might take you like 12 to 20 hours just to win. Gyro, interesting. Oh, cool, Moosey Fate. Yeah, the Steam Deck sounds so cool. I would really like to get one at some point. In FTL, you would always target their weapons first with 0 exceptions. Is that the wrong way to play? You know, the moment that my FTL gameplay shifted, I honestly learned a lot about FTL from watching Dark Twinge, who doesn't really play much FTL anymore, but Twinge is like, for years, was like an FTL streamer. And so what I learned from Twinge is like, you want to coordinate your attacks. Really, like, you want to coordinate your attacks so that, because you can like kind of perfect the timing of them so that you're like, you have certain weapons that are going to break through shields and certain weapons that are going to like do damage. Honestly, going for like steering is probably one of the bigger value like shots you can go for, steering your shields. But honestly, if you have weapons that can get through shields, like going for like the piloting area is powerful because dodge is such a powerful mechanic, I think, in FTL. I don't know. You can get really deep into it, I think is my point. South Wall. I must admit I've been negligent towards the guild. I will certainly help you secure the South Wall. Tell Sugarlips I'm at her service. South Wall. As I said, I will help secure the South Wall. Have Sugarlips speak to me to arrange the petty details. Security. I have some knowledge of this. What use is that to you? Okay. Okay. Goodbye. Great. Okay. Very cool. We had a lead. There were rumors that Nine Toes is the murderer. Let's go find Nine Toes. I think I played it considerably more than 20 hours before the first win. Yeah, it's a long time though. It's a lot of gameplay. It's a fun game. Nine Toes must be in the back row.
Do I know you?
There's actually 3 rows of houses. Nine Toes. Nine Toes. Oh, Nine Toes. I keep hearing 9 tails instead of 9 toes. So close.
Welcome, traveler. Speak freely.
Uh-huh. Any training? Illusion and sneak. Taking some cheap levels off him while we're here. You know, I just feel really obliged to do it in increments of 5, even though we're throwing a huge amount of quantities of money. They didn't even take the Dwemer Coherer. I don't even want this. Drop it. I don't even... Here. Congratulations. That's yours. Nine Toes. Okay. Murderer's description. See, now you know I am innocent. Rollin Halalo. I've heard the rumors, but I am not a murderer. I believe someone is spreading these rumors because I am a foreigner and an Argonian. Checks out. Nine Toes is innocent. Pixel Nine Toes. Yeah. Oh, whoa. Look at the storm. Came out of nowhere. Engines better than steering. Yeah. Right. That's one of the other. Going for one of the ones with one of the targets that reduces dodge is just so powerful. Yeah, what Moosey Fate said. Yeah. There are so many valid ways to play. It's absolutely true. As I got into playing more and more, I did like a ton of boarding strats and a ton of like fire strats. A really fun way to play is to play where you like all you ever do is burn them to death. You know, so you'll like attack and then you'll nuke their, you like firebomb their medic bay and stuff. Because when you burn everybody to death on a ship, you get more scrap than if you destroy the ship. It's kind of hard to stop playing that way once you do. Same thing with having like a Mantis attack team. Like having a Mantis attack team for the final, there's actually like a special condition for the final boss of FTL where like if you kill everybody on the ship, it like the ship actually goes into like superpower AI mode and it like actually gets harder. As I recall. Okay, we go to the council club. Let's do it. Cheeky. Yeah, it's fun though. Oh, I love the way that the wind, at least they have this effect when it rains where like the signs flap farther. God, I just want to sit out here for a second and just, you know, snugging up out here in the rain. I turned down our render distance. Again. It's kind of interesting. I feel like now I see the mountains coming in. Like if I like look left to right, you can see the mountains coming in a little bit, but it's more snug, you know? Maybe I'll turn it back up to 3 at some point. So snug. All right. All right, this is the moment, okay? We're gonna go in here. We're gonna die. All right, I hope you're ready. Ready for death. We have a couple of quests here. A Thieves Guild informant tells me that if the bad people I am looking for are in Arkamana Tong and they're in Balmora, I'll find them at the Council Club Corner Club, the local Kamana Tong hideout. Larius Vero mentioned a scout, a pawnbroker, a savant, a thief, and a smith. The scout would be Vadusa Sethrion. Marasa Aren would be the pawnbroker. The thief would be Madrali Thurith. Savor Trandel is the savant. Thanel and Velas would be the smith. What am I supposed to do, though? Like, I think he wants me to kill them. I think that the Imperial Legion asked me to murder these people. So it's a little awkward. They can't shoot at you if they can't breathe. Yeah, it's fun to just, make them suffocate, too. Fun. Fire is particularly strong because they try to put it out. War crimes, you know, mantises are not subject to the Altair when we were better friends asking again. Mantises aren't subject to the same kinds of, Geneva Conventions. Just a coincidence, I assure you. Nine Toes is the real murderer. Ralin Halalo. Me? No, you are mistaken. It was that Argonian, Nine Toes. So this is the person who's supposed to be violence, who's supposed to be evil. Let's talk to other people here for a second. Murderer's description. Why, no, I don't know of anyone like that. Everyone here at the Council Club thinks that Nine Toes murdered Ralin Halalo. Narano Manor. Just don't tell Andres Narano where you got the key. Ring of the Wind. Perhaps I can help you with the Oracle's riddle. Namu, or No Name, is a cavern in the wildlands of Suna Garadon. Its east-facing entrance is west-northwest from the Daedric ruin Ian Seramis. At the heart of the cavern is a great high chamber, flooded with a central spire rising from the water. The water around the bottom of the spire might be the ring of water and darkness from the Oracle's vision. Okay, let's talk to other people here. It's not a great situation, though.
No,
iios, I was keeping up with your VODs while grinding. Very comfy. Also, Twitch doesn't gimp quality on VODs. Oh, amazing. Oh, that's fun. That's smart, Jay. If you can watch the non-live streams at, high quality, even though you're now stuck at 720p otherwise. RIP. So a bunch of really expensive training. No one will tell me about Altmer. The game wants me to murder literally everyone. God, it goes even further downstairs. Killing and murder. Killing is justifiable when you can get away with it, and it serves your purposes.
Whatever you're looking
That
for,
room is
I'm
locked.
Sure I don't know how to find it.
So, I suppose the Kamana Tong are probably not going to appreciate this, are they? Boy. In space, no one can hear you war crime. Yeah, it's just you and the nebula. The nebulae.
What? No.
They didn't ask you to murder them. They said there were some bad people doing bad things, and it'd sure be nice if they weren't around anymore. Yeah, it was the implication. It was the implication, Austin. The implication of murder. Smart is as smart does, as they say. Yeah. A VOD doesn't have that constraint, yeah. God, mid-2000s PC games are so magic. They really are, Peter. Why don't we, while we think about the violence we're expected to do here. So we have multiple... I wonder if we... I wonder what's in the basement, you know? I wonder what's in the basement. The challenge here with this quest is that Imperial Call... Imperial Legion Courtesy? What's this quest's name? Valerius Vero. Make bad people go away. Okay, and specifically... bad people. Oh, the bad people are the Kamana Tong. I thought everybody knew that. They are a criminal organization. Unfortunately, I don't know who the Kamana Tong are. No one will tell me because I am an officer, and it is against the code to tell officers things. But people in the Thieves Guild hate the Kamana Tong. I bet if you asked the Thieves Guild, they would cheerfully tell you who the bad people are and where to find them. But I warn you, these bad people are very tough. Tougher than you, I'm afraid. Scottild. If the bad people you are looking for are Kamana Tong, and they're in Balmora, you'll find them at the Council Club Corner Club. That's the local Kamana Tong hangout. The scout would be Vidusa Sathrion. Marasa Aren would be the pawnbroker. The thief would be Madrale Tharith. Savor Trandel is the savant. Thanalan Velas would be the smith. You want me to kill how many people? Could I get some assistance? Pick. Could I get some assistance? You know? Yo, hey, Luna Bunny.
4 little ones move up.
This is gonna suck, dude. I'm not gonna be able to do this. Yodo. Like, you know, nothing personal, kid, right? Oh, it's a crime? What's a crime about it? They're bad people. You Inwa.
Stupid!
Shit. No, my life. Well, can I, you know, j'accuse you? Killing is neither sinful nor dishonorable, but may be imprudent and wasteful. Pick the lock to his heart, if only, if only. You can route the browser through a VPN rather than your whole connection. Oh, that's great, Jay. Unironically. I mean, I can give him a bunch of gold. You insult me, iios. Like an assload of gold, actually. We're poor as fuck now. Okay.
Keep moving, scum.
Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to break in downstairs.
Whatever you're looking for,
Like,
I'm sure
I think
don't
that's
know
what I
how
want to
find it.
do. Benny Hill music. We could have done it. What do you got in here, huh? You know what? We fight. Drink this spell absorption potion too.
Now you die! Your
Whatever you're looking for, I'm sure I don't know how to find it.
Maybe it's in this lock or in this chest. I mean, this room was tossed. I don't think I can pick this chest, though. Too complex. Too complex! Too complex! Ugh, fuck me. Maybe, okay, I guess we come back later, as the game is always so eager to tell us. Game's like, come back later.
What now?
You know, always slap it on a clip. Yeah. I actually have a clip where I sing the Benny Hill music. It's pretty funny. Okay, okay. You know, there are some quests where you get like a, you know, like a pal. You get like a follower. And they'll fight with you. But I don't want it to be a crime. How do I get it to not be a crime? Right? I don't want to commit the crime of murdering, you know, 5 upstanding citizens. Shit. South Wall. Heserinda is the master of security, and he will help us. This is good, Habasi thinks. It will not be long before the Shoring, Hardheart, and the Kamanatong make another move against us. You have been of good service, Blackcap. If there is any gold on your head for crimes others believe you did, Habasi will have it fixed. Cool. South Wall. Heserinda will help us secure the South Wall. Advancement. Congratulations, iios. You are now the iios the operative. Jobs. Habasi has no jobs for you. Ask Aengoth the jeweler in Aldrune, or Big Helenda in Sedrith Marah. Aengoth the jeweler. You'll find him in Aldrune, likely at the Rat in the Pot. Big Helenda. Go to Sedrith Marah. You'll find Big Helenda at Dirty Muriel's Corner Club. It's quite a place. Okay.
Our sugar is yours, friend.
Thanks. Well, okay. We can't do that quest.
Yes,
I'm only a little bit annoyed about that fact.
Hail, Dunmer. Do you need something?
I'm only a little bit pissed off that we can't do that quest. So we go to Ebonheart, to be honest with you. We go to Ebonheart. I wish this temple quest would track. I wish it would track our progress. I could swear that we've gone to some of them. Telbranora. She still won't talk about being a necromancer. Monway's dues. This is a Mages Guild quest we could do. It goes to a new place. That would be fun. Chronicles of Nikuleft. Okay, we haven't found that. Mages Guild, kill or recruit this person. An expedition to this place. Rescue a person who's in the Arab Ben Nimsum camp. Somebody out of Ghost Gate. Ooh, okay. 5 units of Willow Anther. Okay, that's something I think I should have. 5 units of Willow Anther. Sorry, I know this is really interesting, but I want to be sure. Who's Balan Andrano? The right around District of Vivec. Bad actor. Okay, it's Vivec too. Okay, so we want to get the Willow Anther. And then we'll go to Ebonheart. Okay. Minestrone. Yo, ham and egg or minestrone soup is like one of my favorite soups. Hands down. Why do the Italians make such great soups? You got wedding soup, you got minestrone, you've got pasta fagioli. Like, it's incredible. It's fucking incredible ham. Okay, we go to Aldrune to get our alchemy equipment. Dang, Progresso actually makes a pretty decent minestrone. Holy fuck, Delta. It's my favorite soup. In truth. My favorite canned soup. Progresso minestrone.
Yes, so.
Add a little bit of hot sauce to it. Mmm. I know, that's why I thought you'd enjoy the news. I had some for dinner, yeah. Ham and eggs is incredible. It's true, but is it thick ham? Or is that little thin ham? It's a big difference, Mangor. Big. Okay. Willow Anther. Yes, we have Willow Anther. I need 5. Right? That was what we needed. 5 units of Willow Anther. Okay. Okay. We go to Ebonheart. You know, Vivec is going to be fastest.
Please, by
We
all
are
means,
in a
I'm
new
listening.
place, though. This is dangerous. It's a dangerous position for us. There could be books anywhere. Lurking around any corner, there could be a book. We've not been to this part of Vivec before. What the fuck is on your chest? Is that your outfit? Is it like an alien? I think it's awesome. Hey, Flakasha Fauscius. Chronicles from the Q left. Try Jobasha's Rare Books. There's a rare bookstore in this place in Vivec. Amazing. Jobasha's Rare Books. It's in the foreign quarter. Destination. I can teleport you from the Vivec Mages Guild to the Aldrune Mages Guild, the Balmora Mages Guild, the Caldera Mages Guild, or the Sidrith Marah Mages Guild. Duties. You could speak with Archmage Trebonius, but between you and me, you might want to ask the guild stewards in Aldrune, Balmora, and Sidrith Marah instead. Hall of Justice. Grandmaster Burrell Sala, Chief Ordinator on Vardenfell, has his offices there. Any rumors? I've been hearing of a lot of people with bad dreams, seeing bad omens, stuff like that. Haven't you? Little advice. If you need to earn some money to support yourself while you're in Vivec, try the Imperial Guilds in the Foreign Quarter. They often have odd jobs for willing adventurers. And ask tradesmen and craftsmen you meet. They often have simple errands that need doing. The pay is small, but the goodwill gained by serving local people and the experience traveling around the city may be worth more than the gold you earn. Trebonius. Did he give you any duties? Oh, that's not so bad, I guess. He asked me to make an inventory of all the plates and bottles in Vardenfell. I'm never going to get it done on time. Huh. Cool. Here we are in Vivec. Breaking the law! Breaking the law! I'm sorry, Zucati. It just happens. Happens so fast. There's a beautiful little dining area down here. Couple of friends down there. Hello. Special Flora of Tamriel. Well, well, well. We've read that. What a shame. What a
Well,
shame.
hello there. A pleasure to meet you.
How about this one? The First Hold Revolt. Take a look. It's in a book of reading Rainbow. You gain knowledge from this book. Your mysticism skill increased to 16. A reading rainbow. Thick is incredibler. I did not know you liked Progresso specifically. I mean, Progresso's fine. Other brands are fine too. Rainbow, 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 rainbow. It's in a book. A reading rainbow. Yes, thank you. Thai coconut soup for meat. That's really good. I also like hot and is it hot and sour soup? I think it is. It's delectable. Big fan of soups. Fucking cheating. Yeah, Delta. Yeah. Indeed. The First Hold Revolt by Mavius C. You told me that if her brother won, she would be sister to the king of Wayrest, and Raman would want to keep her for the alliance. But her brother Helseth lost, and has fled with his mother back to Morrowind, and still Raman has not left her to marry me. Lady Jealine took a long, slow drag of the hookah and blew out dragon's breath, so the scent of blossoms perfumed her gilded chamber. You make a very poor advisor, Kael. I might have spent my time romancing the King of Cloudrest or Alinor instead of the wretched royal husband of Queen Morgaya. Kael knew better than to hurt his lady's vanity by the mere suggestion that the King of Firsthold might have come to love his Dunmer queen. Instead, he gave her a few minutes to pause and look from her balcony out over the high cliff palaces of the ancient capital. The moons shone like crystal on the deep sapphire waters of the Abekian Sea. It was ever springtide here, and he could well understand why she would prefer a throne in this land than in Cloudrest or Alinor. Finally, he spoke. The people are with you, my lady. They do not relish the idea of Ramon's dark elf heirs ruling the kingdom when he is gone. I wonder, she said calmly, I wonder if, as the king would not give up his queen for want of alliances, whether she would give herself up out of fear. Of all the people of Firsthold, who most dislikes the Dunmer influence on the court? I've never had a canned hot and sour soup either. I think it's like a fresh soup. Lordy has made it a couple of times. Are we still watching The Next Generation tomorrow, by the way? I think I will need... Let me get in touch with you in DM. I think tomorrow is going to be hard because we're having some people over for dinner. And so that's going to mess up my schedule a little bit, Delta. But I still really want to do it. I have not forgotten about us talking about doing it. It might just be next weekend that we start, if that's okay. And speaking of having people over, it actually will mean that I will have to start streaming 1 hour later than usual. So tomorrow, FYI, stream probably will start at 9 p.m. Pacific time. Yep, kind of a thing this week. We had a lot of fun last night though, watching our double feature, watching Hocus Pocus and The Craft. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you know, I suppose Hocus Pocus is very much a Halloween movie and The Craft is not, but it still felt very appropriate for the season. Oh gosh, The Craft. Such a sexy movie, The Craft. Such a sexy movie, you know. Hocus Craft was good. It was good. And as I said last night, it was really good that we watched Hocus Pocus and then The Craft and not the other way around. It would have been a very different vibe. Hey, welcome also, Freeze. It's great to see you. I saw you playing games with Nathan MG the other night, by the way. It's great to see you online. It's great to see you here in chat. And hey, Mikey, welcome. I wonder, she said calmly, I wonder if, as the king would not give up his queen for want of alliances, whether she would give herself up out of fear. Of all the people of Firsthold, who most dislikes the Dunmer influence on the court? Is this a trick question, my lady? Asked Kael. The Trebite monks, of course. Their credo has ever been for pure Altmer bloodlines on Somerset, and among the royal families most of all. But, my lady, they make very weak allies. Oh yeah, totally, Freeze. Yeah, I love seeing friends stream. It's always fun to catch people who hang out. Yeah. I know, said Jealine, taking up her hookah again thoughtfully, a smile creeping across her face. Morgaya has seen to it that they have no power. She would have exterminated them altogether, had Ramon not stopped her for all the good they do for the country folk. What if they found themselves with a very powerful benefactress, one with intimate knowledge of the court of Firsthold, the chief concubine of the king, and all the gold to buy weapons with that her father, the king of Skywatch, could supply? Well armed and with the support of the country people, they would be formidable, nodded Kael. But as your advisor, I must warn you, if you make yourself an active foe of Queen Morgaya, you must play to win. She has inherited much of her mother Queen Baranzaya's intelligence and spirit of vengeance. Oh, so this is a book about of the era of the children of Queen Baranzaya. Queen Morgaya is Queen Baranzaya's child. I see. She will not know I am her foe until it is too late, shrugged Jealine. Go to the Trebite monastery and bring me Friar Lilam. We must strategize our plan of attack. Are hookah bars still a thing? I think absolutely. they're still a thing. You know, it's hard because, you know, clearly smoking hookah is not good for you, but there are absolutely like subcultures and like little, I think it's like a niche, but it's a very strong niche, I think, Chillingworth. For 2 weeks, Ramon was advised about growing resentment in the countryside from peasants who called Morgaya the Black Queen, but it was nothing that he had not heard before. His attention was on the pirates on a small island off the coast called Kalui-Slar. They had been more brazen as late, attacking royal barges in organized raids. To deliver a crushing blow, he ordered the greatest part of his militia to invade the island, an incursion he himself would lead. A few days after Ramon left the capital, the revolt of the Trebite monks exploded. The attacks were well coordinated and without warning. The chief of the guards did not wait to be announced, bursting into Morgaya's bedchambers ahead of a flurry of maidservants. "My queen," he said, "it is a revolution." By contrast, Gialine was not asleep when KL came to deliver the news. She was seated by the window, smoking her hookah and looking at the fires far off in the hills. "Morgaya is with council," he explained. "I am certain they are telling her that the Trebite monks are behind the uprising, and that the revolution will be at the city gates by morning." "How large is the revolutionary army in contrast to the remaining royal militia?" asked Gialine. "The odds are well in our favor," said KL, "though not perhaps as much as we hoped. The country folk, it seems, like to complain about their queen, but stop short of insurrection. Primarily, the army is composed of the monks themselves, and a horde of mercenaries your father's gold bought. In a way of thinking, it is preferable this way. They are more professional and organized than a common mob. Really, they are a true army, complete with a horn section." You know, every true army does need its horn section. Yeah, SF does have many. I definitely remember trying to look up one to go to at one point early on when I moved out west, and having a hard time finding one, but I think in the Richmond is the right sort of phrasing. Yeah, Chillingworth for sure. I mean, I think I was also just more of an age maybe where they were an activity I was doing, but it's also like you can go to hookah bars before you're 21 in the States. And so it's something that people who aren't 21 can do. Oh, good. Yeah. God forbid you got the language of the regional language wrong. "If that doesn't frighten the Black Queen into abdication, nothing will," smiled Gialine, rising from her chair. "The poor dear must be beside herself with worry. I must fly to her side and enjoy it." Gialine was disappointed when she saw Morgaya come out of the council chambers. Considering that she had been woken from a deep sleep with cries of revolution, and had spent the last several hours in consultation with her meager general force, she looked beautiful. There was a sparkle of proud defiance in her bright red eyes. "My queen," Gialine cried, forcing real tears. "I came as soon as I heard. Will we all be slaughtered?" "A distinct possibility," replied Morgaya simply. Gialine tried to read her, but the expressions of women, especially alien women, were a far greater challenge than those of Altmer men. "I hate myself for even thinking to propose this," said Gialine. "But since the cause of their fury is you, perhaps if you were to give up the throne, they might disperse. Please understand, my queen, I am thinking only of the good of the kingdom and our own lives." Yeah, so selfless. "I don't want to sound out of touch with a city I left 14 years ago for some reason." Okay, yeah, understandable. It's inner, central, and outer Richmond, I think. Yeah, which one was it, Delta? Which one was it? Yeah. Inner, probably, yeah. "I understand the spirit of your suggestion," smiled Morgaya, "and I will take it under advisement. Believe me, I've thought of it myself, but I don't think it will come to that." "Have you a plan for defending us?" asked Gialine, contorting her features to an expression she knew bespoke girlish hope. The king left us several dozen of his royal battle mages, said Morgaya. I think the mob believes we have nothing but palace guards and a few soldiers to protect us. When they get to the gates and are greeted with a wave of fireballs, I find it highly likely that they will lose heart and retreat. Along Geary, near that big theater. Yeah, you sound like a local now, Delta. Well, out-of-towners only know just Richmond. Only the locals know the distinctions. Yeah, what are some other localisms of your local metropolitan area? You know, what's something people say and you're like, oh yeah, you're from around here. But isn't there some protection that they could be using against such an assault? Asked Jealine in her best worried voice. If they knew about it, naturally there is, but an unruly mob is unlikely to have mages skilled in the arts of restoration, by which they could shield themselves from the spells, or mysticism, by which they could reflect the spells back on my battle mages. That would be the worst scenario, but even if they were well organized enough to have mystics in their ranks, and enough of them to reflect so many spells, it just isn't done. No battlefield commander would advise such a defense during a siege unless he knew precisely what he was going to be meeting. And then, of course, once the trap is sprung, Morgaya winked, it's too late for a countering spell. Yeah, is that a good scene? Is it? I think it's pretty much right on. It's pretty good. Yeah. That's hard. It's a tough effect to get right, I feel like. Where I'm from, taking your mom out for a three-way on her birthday isn't weird. Well, scooey, chortles. What is weird where you're from, huh, eh? There's a great sourdough place in the wharf. Love it. Go there all the time. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cute. I hear there's a nice chocolate shop down there. I hear Godiva. Godiva chocolate. Have you ever heard? Godiva. If you haven't gone there, you should go. A most cunning solution, Your Highness, said Jealine, honestly impressed. Morgaya excused herself to meet with her battle mages, and Jealine gave her an embrace. Kael was waiting in the palace garden. Yeah, I did meet Ghirardelli. I honestly have never fucking been there, so I don't even know it well enough. Let's pretend it was the joke, actually. Let's pretend that it was a clever in-joke and not me just being confused. Are there mystics among the mercenaries? She asked quickly. Several, in fact, replied Kael, bewildered by her query. Largely rejects from the Psijic order, but they know enough to cast the regular spells of the school. You must sneak out the city gates and tell Friar Lilam to have them cast reflection spells on all the front line before they attack, said Jealine. That's most irregular battlefield strategy, frowned Kael. I know it is, fool. That's what Morgaya is counting on. There's a gang of battle mages who are going to be waiting on the battlements to greet our army with a barrage of fireballs. Hey, welcome, Avuntak. It's good to see you. Battle mages? I would have thought that King Raman would have brought them with him to fight the pirates. You would have thought that, laughed Jealine, but then we would be defeated. Now go. Friar Lilam agreed with Kael that it was a bizarre, unheard-of way to begin a battle, casting reflection spells on all one's troops. Is it, though? Really? It went against every tradition, and as a Trebite monk, he valued tradition above every other virtue. There was a little other choice, though, given the intelligence. He had few enough healers in the army, as it were, and their energies could not be wasted casting resistance spells. At dawn's light, the rebel army was in sight of the gleaming spires of Firsthold. Friar Lilam gathered together every soldier who knew even the rudimentary secrets of mysticism, who knew how to tap into the elementary conundrums and knots of the energies of magicka. Though few were masters of the art, their combined force was powerful to behold. A great surge of entangling power washed over the army, crackling, hissing, and infusing all with their ghostly force. When they arrived at the gates, every soldier, even the least imaginative, knew that no spell would touch him for a long time. Friar Lilam watched his army batter into the gate with the great satisfaction of a commander who has counteracted an unthinkable attack with an outrageous defense. The smile quickly faded from his face. They were met at the battlements not by mages, but by common archers of the palace guard. As the flaming arrows fell upon the besiegers like a red rain, the healers ran in to help the wounded. Their healing spells reflected off the dying men, one after the other. Chaos ruled as the attackers suddenly found themselves defenseless and began a panic, unorganized retreat. Friar Lilam himself considered briefly holding his ground before fleeing himself. Although I liked walking up Van Ness and walking around on that crescent-shaped pier at night. Yeah, hell yeah, Delta. Fuck tradition. Yeah, you tell him, Cully. Fucking tradition. What did it ever do for me? The entire story about magic is definitely going to culminate in the summoning of temporary pants. You know, all of our magical heritage is now packed into the fabrics, the fibers, the very fibers of these pantaloons. Yeah. Well, or they will be once I can afford them. So question. What's the lore behind SCOE? Yeah. You know, Zopdash, I was hanging out one day in the Delta Rain channel, and I heard Delta say SCOE. And then I started to say SCOE. And then friend of the stream, Reno the artist, made us an emote called iios SCOE, which I love it to death. And it's just a thing we say, Zopdash. And I feel a little bit silly just explaining it because there's nothing, it's not nothing clever. It's just a couple of sounds that are fun to say. As we pretend to be cowboys. You're cowfolk. I guess it's called Aquatic Park Pier now, but I don't know if they called it that when I was there. Yeah, hell yeah. You're from the good old days, Delta. The good old days. No, that sounds about right. Yep, that's it. Yep. She was like, what the fuck is SCOE? And I was like, SCOE! Yeah, you say it. It feels good. SCOE! And I just love that. I got on board with the SCOE and the wee. Oh, yeah. God, I almost want to make an iios Aliens emote with our iios Aliens clip we got the other day. Destroyed your goose, yeah. R.I.P. that gay goose. SCOE! Later, he would send furious notes to Lady Gialine and KL, but they were returned. Even his best secret agents within the palace were unable to find their whereabouts. Neither had, as it turns out, much prior experience with torture. And they soon confessed their satisfaction to the king's treachery to the king's satisfaction. KL was executed, and Gialine was sent back with escort to her father's court of Skywatch. He has still to find a husband for her. Ramon, by contrast, has elected not to take a new royal concubine. The common folk of Firsthold consider this break in palace protocol to be more of the sinister alien influence of the Black Queen, and grumble to all who will listen. Wow, holy shit. Hey, Cractia Hulalian. It's a good story. Any rumors? Senelius Cadiusis has been digging around and collecting for years. Trebonius. Has he given you any duties? He asked me to chain an army of Droi to the foreign quarter canton and have it towed to a more reasonable climate. Just between you and me, I don't think he's the best candidate for Archmage. I'd take that lizard skink in Cedrith Marat over Trebonius any day. I wonder if Trebonius is like Sheogorath or something? Because that's pretty goofy sounding. Pretty goofy sounding indeed. Cool. Hey, friend.
An adventurer, I presume.
Hey, pretty lady. Cyril Lonway. Latest rumors? The Dark Brotherhood is ready to make their move on the Marag Tong. I hear the Night Mother has come to Vardenfell. Trebonius.
C is for cunt.
Yeah. Hey, welcome, Katern. I don't care what he asked you to do. The best thing for all of us is to ignore that scuttlehead. Last year, he asked me to learn the language of the Siltstriders so we could question them about who they took to different cities. Spells. Slow fall, mark, invisibility, horse chameleon, demoralized creature. What the hell? Okay. Okay. You seem fun. Nice closet you've got here. mind. It would be a shame if somebody pilfered it. Well, that sure is a follower alert. Yeah, you know, it's random, Catern. Oh, fuck. It's like opening up a bomb. We found a box full of books. Damn it. Okay. Breathing water and Chimarvamidium. Great. Well, let's get to reading that here in a second. Just checking out what we've got here. What do we got?
Book is book.
Book is book. Yes, book is book. Ash salts? I'll take those. Empty vials, flasks. Ah, okay. Yeah, most of our alerts, that doesn't represent me, Catern. That alert does not represent me, okay? I'm a goodie. Alright. Yeah, but some of our follower alerts are really out of hand. Well, welcome to the longest little old playthrough of Morrowind. Because we're reading every single book. Yes, everyone. Breathing water. Show me a swimming skill. You know when you want to learn how to swim and you go to the library and you talk to your librarian and you say, how do I learn how to swim? And they're like, here, go read this book about swimming skills. You've gained knowledge from this book. Your alteration skill increased to 21. A reading rainbow. It shouldn't be that long.
Take a look.
It's in a book. A reading rainbow. I miss SF and the cable car, which I rode every day, every single day, Delta. Clearly, the book is a flotation device. I guess we'll find out. Relatable biceps. Sick. How big do you want to go, Moosey? You know, I guess big enough to float? Go breathe water. Yeah, my librarian used to say that all of the time. Gosh, those foul, loathsome little librarians. And their war on, actually, no, you know, librarians are almost, without fail, some of the kindest and most helpful individuals I know. I couldn't even disparage librarians, okay? This is an anti-librarianism stream. Breathing Water by Haliel Mirm. He walked through the dry, crowded streets of Balfell, glad to be among so many strangers. In the wharves of Vivec, he had no such anonymity. They knew him to be a smuggler, but here he could be anyone. A lower-class peddler, perhaps. A student, even. Some people even pushed against him as he walked past, as if to say, we would not dream of being so rude as to acknowledge that you don't belong here. Serene Relas was not in any of the taverns, but he knew she was somewhere, perhaps behind a tenement window or poking around in a dunghill for an exotic ingredient for some spell or another. He knew little of the ways of sorceresses, but that they always seemed to be doing something eccentric. Because of this prejudice, he nearly passed by the old Dunmer woman having a drink from a well. It was too prosaic, but he knew from the look of her that she was Serene Relas, the great sorceress. I have gold for you, he said to her back, if you will teach me the secret of breathing water. She turned around, a wide, wet grin stretched across her withered features. I ain't breathing it, boy. I'm just having a drink. Don't mock me, he said stiffly. Either you're Serene Relas, and you will teach me the spell of breathing water, or you aren't. Those are the only possibilities. Yeah. You would pretend you were swole with them regardless of whether we were swimming. I mean, yeah, it makes sense, Moosey. Back when I was a kid, the librarian would have you taken out to the lake and threw you in. We liked it that way, yeah. The librarians had free reign. Library law reigned supreme. If you're going to learn to breathe water, you're going to have to learn that there are more possibilities. There are more possibilities than that, boy. The school of alteration is all about possibilities, changing patterns, making things be what they should, what they could be. Maybe I ain't Serene Relas, but I can teach how to breathe water. She wiped her mouth dry. Or maybe I am Serene Raylos, and I won't. Or maybe even I can teach you to breathe water, but you can't learn. I'll learn, he said simply. Why don't you just buy yourself a spell of water breathing or a potion over at the Mages Guild, she asked. That's how it's generally done. They're not powerful enough, he said. I need to be underwater for a long time. I'm willing to pay whatever you ask, but I don't want any questions. I was told you could teach me. I knew a bad librarian once. I'm sorry to hear that, Claire. That sucks. Librarians these days are probably tougher than career Burger King crew. Probably.
If you've done 8 years working at Burger King, you might be a dumb motherfucker, but you're one tough son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You flip hamburgers for a living. Come on, let's go.
Come on, let's
I
go.
mean, you're going to be pretty hard to kill in an urban environment.
Is this like a zombie apocalypse scenario? Yeah, hard agree. Anybody who can stand for like 8 hours a day gets my respect. Yeah. I stand by that statement. What's your name, boy? That's a question, he replied. His name was Tharian Winloth, but in Vivec they called him the Tollman. His job, such as it was collecting a percentage of the loot from the smugglers when they came into harbor to bring to his boss in the Kamana Tong. Of the value of that percentage, he earned another percentage. In the end, it was very small indeed. He had scarcely any gold of his own, and what he had he gave to Serene Raylos. The lessons began that very day. The sorceress brought her pupil, who she simply called Boy, out to a low sand bank along the sea. I will teach you a powerful spell for breathing water, she said, but you must become a master of it. As with all spells and all skills, the more you practice, the better you get. Even that ain't enough. To achieve true mastery, you must understand what it is you're doing. It ain't simply enough to perform a perfect thrust of a blade. You must also know what you are doing and why. That's common sense, said Tharian. The best Burger King employees are the ones that scoop some onion rings into the fries and vice versa. God, yeah, isn't that the best? It's like you got a little prize, you know? You got a little extra, like a freebie. Free fry. God, I love fried food. God. Yeah. Yes, it is, said Serene, closing her eyes. But the spells of alteration are all about uncommon sense. The infinite possibilities, breaking the sky, swallowing space, dancing with time, setting ice on fire, believing that the unreal may become real. You must learn the rules of the cosmos, and then break them. That sounds very difficult, replied Tharian, trying to keep a straight face. Serene pointed to a small silver fish darting along the water's edge. They don't find it so. They breathe water just fine. But that's not magic. What I'm saying to you, boy, is that it is. Fries prize, hell yeah. For a second, Cully, I thought you were saying fries pizza, and I was like, I've never had a potato pizza, really. I've had potatoes on pizza, but never a fries pizza. Sounds like something I would see on the subreddit r/stupid food. For several weeks, Serene drilled her student, and the more he understood about what he was doing, and the more he practiced, the longer he could breathe underwater. When he found that he could cast the spell for as long as he needed, he thanked the sorceress and bade her farewell. There is one last lesson I have to teach you, she said. You must learn that desire is not enough. The world will end your spell, no matter how good you are, and no matter how much you want it. That's a lesson I'm happy not to learn, he said, and left at once for the short journey back to Vivec. The wharves were much the same, with all the same smells, the same sounds, and the same characters. His boss had found a new tollman, he learned from his mates. They were still looking out for the smuggler ship Morrowind, but they had given up hope of ever seeing it. Tharian knew they would not. He had seen it sink from the wharf a long time ago. On a moonless night, he cast his spell and dove into the thrashing purple waves. He kept his mind on the world of possibilities, that books could sing, that green was blue, that water was air, that every stroke and kick brought him closer to a sunken ship filled with treasure. He felt magicka surge all around him as he pushed his way deeper down. Ahead he saw a ghostly shadow of the Morrowind, its mast billowing in a wind of deep water currents. He also felt his spell begin to fade. He He could break reality long enough to breathe water all the way back up to the surface, but not enough to reach the ship. Fry's Pizza, happiest Cully patent number 2007. No, I mean, I've heard of the happiest Cully food experiments. And I think this would be a good one. You used to work down the street from a place called Big Ass Sandwiches, which was famous for putting fries in the sandwiches. It's like putting potato chips in a sandwich, which is like big fucking brain move. Gosh, what did you get sandwiches from there, Katern? I do love like I have like a deep romantic love for sandwiches, to be honest with you. And the pickles, oh, the pickles. The next night, he dove again, and this time, the spell was stronger. He could see the vessel in detail, clouded over and dusted in sediment. The wound in its hull where it had struck the reef, a glint of gold beckoning from within. But still, he felt reality closing in, and he had to surface. What happened to voting with bits? That is deprecated, Mangor. Yeah, you can't do that anymore. It was like a mic, like a hyper tiny kind of thing. And it was like generating a lot of maintenance burden, essentially. So it got taken out, and very few people used it. It was like very small. The third night, he made it into the steerage, past the bloated corpses of the sailors, nibbled and picked apart by fish, their glassy eyes bulging, their mouths stretched open. Had they only known the spell, he thought briefly, but his mind was more occupied by the gold scattered along the floor, the boxes that contained them shattered. He considered scooping as much as he could carry into his pockets, but a sturdy iron box seemed to bespeak more treasures. On the wall was a row of keys. He took each down and tried it on the locked box, but none opened it. One key, however, was missing. Therian looked around the room. Where could it be? His eyes went to the corpse of one of the sailors, floating in a dance of death not far from the box, his hands tightly clutching something. It was a key. When the ship had begun to sink, this sailor had evidently gone for the iron box. Whatever was in it had to be very valuable. Yeah, RIP Bits, Viventech. We'll see. Voting with Bits terrified me as a concept. How so, Austin? Yeah, it is a very, like, kind of slippery, thing for sure, Austin. You're not wrong.
We got a theory about magic and miracles. That's right.
Yep.
That's right. If magic is all we've ever known, then it's easy to miss what really goes on. But I've seen miracles in every way, and I see miracles every day. Oceans spanning beyond my sight, and a million stars way above them at night. We don't have to be high to look in the sky and know that's a miracle. Opened wide, look at the mountains, trees, the seven seas, and everything chilling underwater. Please.
Thank you, Delta, for those song lyrics, I think. Of some kind. Is this more Reading Rainbow stuff? You got 43 bits off of it. Well, RIP Claire. Yeah, chortles. Who did it better? Yeah, how are you gonna rig this vote if, without bits? Fucking rainbows. Excuse me. Therian took the sailor's key and opened the box. It was filled with broken glass. He rummaged around until he felt something solid and pulled out 2 flasks of some kind of wine. He smiled as he considered the foolishness of the poor alcoholic. This was what was important to the sailor out of all the treasure in the Morrow Drung. Then suddenly, Therian Winloth felt reality. He had not been paying attention to the grim, tireless advance of the world on his spell. It was fading away, his ability to breathe water. There was no time to surface. There was no time to do anything, as he sucked in his lungs filled with cold, briny water. Damn it, Queen! That's not a real follow. That's not the same account. I know it's not. I don't care if you're a confident, fearless toucan, yeah. But somehow, inscrutably, it is subscribed. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, anyone else filled with... I feel the man in me. KQ. Type 1 in chat if Manon is coursing through your veins. If you could feel him inside you. Man, very one. Very one right now. So good to see you, KQ. Yeah, you know, The Craft was a sexy movie. It's a sexy, sexy movie. That was part of why it was fun to watch our second movie last night, because I felt like we could, you know, we did a nice wholesome movie to start, and then we could move into the really, you know, the heavy shit, the grunge, you know, of the 90s movie industry. A few days later, the smugglers working on the wharf came upon the drowned body of the former tollman. Finding a body in the water in Vivec was not in itself noteworthy, but the subject that they discussed over many bottles of Flynn was how did it happen that he drowned with 2 potions of water breathing in his hands. Oh, wow, what a twist. That was a good book. That was a really good one. Well, y'all know what time it is. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But about this time of night, every stream, we watch an episode of a show from the 90s called The Super Mario Super Show. And let me tell you, it's that stuff. Very good stuff. Yo, Doc. Me and I'm trying to fuck. Me and I'm trying to fuck now. Let me in. Huh.
DRX_Mario.
You're welcome, Dr. Mario. How's it going?
Mario.
Do the Mario. Fuck yeah. Yo, Pixel, welcome. So good to see y'all. Ugh. Yeah, oh my god. It just leaves... The live action segments leave such a taste in the mouth. I can't even. Cannot even. Alright, well, thank you all for hanging out for our Super Mario Super Show segment of the stream. We are back to Morrowind. Somehow this is not quite Do the Mario I remembered. Was there another variant? Maybe. That's definitely the same one that's been the trailer the whole time. Okay, Mumbai, I need you to move though. Okay, Mumbai. You can sit there if you want. This is Moonpie. Moonpie says hi. I need to put my hands here, Moonpie. Yeah. Yeah, Moonpie. Moonpie. Well, we have another book to read. Here's we're getting right back into Morrowind. Where were we? We're actually headed to Ebonheart, but we decided to take the Mages Guild teleport to the Vivec Mages Guild, which kind of massively sidetracks us, as I don't just want to like run out of the building. Whoops. So we found right click, just one. We found a bunch of books, including this book, the Vimidium. The Vimidium. This brings us up to 124 books read. Let's read it. You have gained knowledge from this book. Your heavy armor skill increased to 13. A reading rainbow. Yeah. I don't know. You need. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's a reading rainbow there. I don't know. Vimidium, Ancient Tales of the Dwemer, Part 6, by Marabar Soul. Can we do it? Rainbow, rainbow, rainbow! Thank you, everybody. Oh. Getting distracted, petting Moonpie. And Sweetie Pie just entered too. All of the lovely, lovely friends. Lovely kitty friends.
L2_Rain has an extra special video for us to watch.
That's perfect. This gives me plenty of time to sit here and pet this cat a little more. Hey, Todd Hockney. Welcome. Sure. Fucking rainbows. Oh yeah, I like this. I've seen so much. I'm not ready to do the fucking Mario. I've been doing the Mario for weeks now, Mikey. Weeks I've been doing the Mario, okay? I'm at my breaking point with the Mario. How do magnets work? Yeah, how do they work? Magnets, what are they? How do they work? After many battles, it was clear who would win the war. The Chimera had great skills in magic and bladery, but against the armored battalions of the Dwemer, clad in the finest shielding wrought by Jnago, there was little hope of their ever winning. In the interests of keeping some measure of peace in the land, Sthofin, the warlord, agreed to a truce with Karenithil, Barif the Beast. In exchange for the disputed lands, Sthofin gave Barif a mighty golem, which would protect the Chimera's territory from excursions of the northern barbarians. Barif was delighted with his gift and brought it back to his camp, where all his warriors gaped in awe at it. Sparkling gold in hue, it resembled a Dwemer cavalier with a proud aspect. To test its strength, they placed the golem in the center of an arena and flung magical bolts of lightning at it. Its agility was such that few of the bolts struck it. It had the wherewithal to pivot on its hips to avoid the brunt of the attacks without losing its balance, feet firmly planted on the ground. A vault of fireballs followed, which the golem ably dodged, bending its knees and its legs to spin around the blasts. The few times it was struck, it made certain to be hit in the chest and waist, the strongest parts of its body. The troops cheered at the sight of such an agile and powerful creation. With it leading the defense, the barbarians of Skyrim would never again successfully raid their villages. They named it Chimar Vimidium, the hope of the Chimer. Barif had the golem brought to his chambers with all his house thanes. There they tested the Chimar Vidium further, its strength, its speed, its resiliency. They could find no flaw in its design. Imagine when the naked barbarians first meet this on one of their raids, laughed one of the house thanes. It is unfortunate that it resembles a Dwemer instead of one of our own, mused Karenithil Barif. It is revolting to think that they will have a greater respect for our other enemies than us. I think we should never accept the peace terms that we did, said one another. I know, Austin, why do they have to do... Yeah, bring the golem to my chambers for further testing, yeah, in private. I think we should never have accepted the peace terms that we did, said another, one of the most aggressive of the house thanes. Is it too late to surprise the warlord Sthofin with an attack? It is never too late to attack, said Barif, but what of his great armored warriors? I understand, said Barif's spymaster, that his soldiers always wake at dawn. If we strike an hour before, we can catch them defenseless, before they've had a chance to bathe, let alone don their armor. So they'll be, like armorless and, armorless and afraid. If we capture their armorer, Jnago, then we too would know the secrets of blacksmithery, said Barif. Let it be done. We attack tomorrow, an hour before dawn. So it was settled. The Chimera army marched at night and swarmed into the Dwemer camp. They were relying on Chimar Varmidium to lead the first wave, but it malfunctioned and began attacking the Chimera's own troops. Added to that, the Dwemer were fully armored, well-rested, and eager for battle. The surprise was turned, and most of the high-ranking Chimera, including Karenithil Barif the Beast, were captured. Though they were too proud to ask, Sthofin explained to them that he had been warned of their attack by a calling by one of his men. What man of yours is in our camp? Sneered Barif. Chimar Varmidium, standing erect by the side of the captured, removed its head. Within its metal body was Jnago, the armorer. A Dwemer child of 8 can create a golem, he explained, but only a truly great warrior and armorer can pretend to be one. Publisher's note: this is one of the few tales in the collection which can actually be traced to the Dwemer. The wording of the story is quite different from older versions in Aldmeris, but the essence is the same. Chimar Varmidium, may be the Dwemer Inkmarthurnadams. This word occurs several times in plans of Dwemer armor and animunculi, but its meaning is not known. It is almost certainly not Hope of the Chimer, however. The Dwemer were probably the first to use heavy armors. It is important to note how a man dressed in armor would fool many of the Chimer in this story. Also note how the Chimer warriors react. When the story was first told, armor that covered the whole body must have still been uncommon and new, whereas even then, Dwemer creations like golems and centurions were well known. In a rare scholarly moment, Marobar Sul leaves a few pieces of the original story intact, such as parts of the original line in Aldmeris: a Dwemer of 8 can create a golem, but an 8 of Dwemer can become 1. Another aspect of this legend that scholars like myself find interesting is the mention of the calling. In this legend, and in others, there is a suggestion that the Dwemer race as a whole had some sort of silent and magical communication. There were records of the Sijic Order, which suggest they too share this secret. Whatever the case, there are no documented spells of calling. The Cyrodiil historian Borgasulis Malier first proposed this as a solution to the disappearance of the Dwemer. He theorized that in First Era 668, the Dwemer enclaves were called together by one of their powerful philosopher-sorcerers, Kagernak in some documents, to embark on a great journey, one of such sublime profundity that they abandoned all their cities and lands to join the quest to foreign climes as an entire culture. Cool. Another story about bad intel. Yeah. There's, you know, so Katernia, you asked if things were worth reading. And what's shocking actually is that by and large, many of the stories are. Like, I think what makes them so worthwhile is that is the level of detail and effort the writers go to like call upon dozens of different kind of like historical archetypes, or archetypes of like history, so to speak. And they do this in almost too many ways to count. You know, like the book we just read was an example of like a book that has like a historical author's note that is in and of itself another story, right? But that framing demonstrates so much forethought in so many of the books. That being said, far too many books. There's simply too many. You could have a 10th of the number of books that they have, and it would probably maybe even still be too many. I don't know. It's like absurd how much text and books there are is absurd. But I'm here for it. Your trade. I'm a special advisor to Guildmaster Trebonius on Dunmer issues. Trebonius. We get along rather well. He's always willing to listen to my advice. Ahoy there!
Well met, Outlander. What is
Greetings, iios. I am Archmage Trebonius, Guildmaster of Vivec. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Well, that's too damn bad. I'm not tired of them. I'm here for it. I just don't know that they would appeal to, like, the average player, basically. Why would you want fewer books in your book reading simulator? I'm just saying, like part of it is about, like, how much effort was put into content and how much that, is this a good venue for that content? Not so much. Like, it's almost like you should have just had the writers write books, write real books, you know, write short stories or novellas and stuff. Because that's essentially what some of these are. And I know that, you know, some of us have actually read the books, but I think by and large people don't. House Solani, they are the real enemy of Voker. They oppose everything the Mages Guild stands for. Duties. Duties, you say? Yes, there are several things the Mages Guild needs done. Let's see. Find out about the disappearance of the dwarves. Yes, that's an excellent task for you, Evoker. Duties. What was it I asked you to do? Oh yes, find out about the disappearance of the dwarves. Why not talk to Edwina in our Aldrune branch? The two of you should get along famously. Disappearance of the dwarves. It's a simple task, surely. Just go to some ruins and find out what happened to them. Maybe some people here in the Mages Guild can give you some clues. Okay, great. Seems great. Oh. What did we find? What did we find here? A game at okay, a game at dinner. What? These are all books we haven't read too. A game at dinner. Great. I mean, this is like the head. This is like the headquarters of the Mages Guild. You have gained knowledge from this book. Your alchemy skill increased to 40. It's a rainbow. A reading rainbow. A game at dinner by an anonymous spy. Yeah, you need an omnibus edition in EPUB format. Yeah, for sure. It's in a book. A reading rainbow. Forward from the publisher. I'm gonna take a sip. Pronouncing names with too many consonants put together fill me with dread. Oh, it's like I feel like I'm just mumbling Chillingworth, even worse than usual. Thank you, Claire. Yeah, any mumblers? Any mumblers in the chat? Any mumblers? Yes. Yes, cheers. Yeah, if you've been here and you've been hanging out and you haven't had anything to drink, you should. You probably should. Think about it. Think about getting yourself something. Forward from the publisher. The history behind this letter is almost as interesting and dark as the story it tells. Here's another example of this is a different like literary mechanic that they're using to like build depth and you know layers. And like many of the stories are one-offs, but actually then also many of them are not. And I think that the lore does a good job of like really tying deeply into the lore of Elder Scrolls Arena and Daggerfall. Not that you have to play those games to like appreciate this, but it takes itself so seriously. It takes itself so seriously, and I respect that. So yes, the books are worth reading, but there are a lot of them. The original letter to the mysterious Downane was copied and began circulating around the ashlands of Vardenfell a few months ago. In time, a print found its way to the mainland, in Prince Halalu, Helseth's palace outside Almalexia. While the reader may conclude after reading this letter that the prince would be furious about such a work, impugning his highness with great malevolence, quite the reverse was true. The prince and his mother, Queen Berenziah, had it privately printed into bound copies and sent to libraries and booksellers throughout Morrowind. As matter of record, the prince and the queen have not officially stated whether the letter is a work of pure imagination or based on an actual occurrence. The house dress has publicly denounced the work, and indeed no one named Downane, despite the suggestions in the letter, has ever been linked to the house. We leave the reader to interpret the letter as he or she believes. Neris Gone, publisher. Dark Liege, Downane. You asked for a detailed description of my experience last night and the reasons for my plea to house dress for another assignment. I hope I have served you well in my capacity as informant in that court of Prince Helseth, a man who I have stated in many previous reports could teach Molag Bal how to scheme. As you know, I've spent nearly a year now working my way into his inner circle of advisors. He was in need of friendship when he first arrived in Morrowind, and eagerly took to me and a few others. Still, he was disinclined to trust any of us, which is perhaps not surprising given his tenuous position in Morrowind society. I thought it was Reed Berenzia. Oh, is it Berenzia? Really? It could be pronounced that way, Dwarven Crafts. What do I know, you know? For your unholiness's recollection, the prince is the eldest son of Berenziah, who was once the queen of Morrowind and once the queen of the High Rock kingdom of Wayrest. At the death of her husband, Prince Helseth's stepfather, King Adwyre, there was a power struggle between the prince and Adwyre's daughter, the Princess Elisana. Though details of what transpired are imperfect, it is clear that Elisana won the battle and became queen, banishing Helseth and Berenziah. Baranzaya's only other child, Morgaya, had already left court to marry and become queen of the Somerset Isle Kingdom of Firsthold. It's good to see you, by the way, Dwarven Crafts. How's it going? The dwarves are hanging out with the Entwives. Yeah, they're probably having a great time, Queen. Probably getting high and, talking about magic and being real high and stuff. That's my headcanon for where the dwarves are. Baranzaya and Helseth crossed the continent to return to Morrowind only last year. They were well received by Baranzaya's uncle. Yeah. Our current king, Halalu Athen Lethen, who had taken the throne after Baranzaya's abdication more than 40 years ago. Baranzaya made it clear that she had no designs on reclaiming the throne, but merely to retire to her family estates. Helseth, as you know, has lingered in the royal court, and many have whispered that while he lost the throne of Wayrest, he does not intend to lose the throne of Morrowind at Lethen's death. I've kept your Holiness informed of the prince's movements, meetings, and plots, as well as the names and characters of his other advisors. As you may recall, I've often thought that I was not the only spy in Helseth's court. I told you before that a particular Dunmer counselor of Helseth looked like a fellow I had seen in the company of Toller Saryani, and the archcanon of the Tribunal Temple. Another, a young Nord woman, has been verified to visit the Imperial Fortress in Balmora. Of course, in their cases, they might well have been on Helseth's own business, but I couldn't be certain. I had begun to think myself paranoid as the prince himself when I found myself doubting the sincere loyalty of the prince's chamberlain, Burgess, a Breton who had been in his employ since his days in the court of Wayrest. That is the background on that night, last night. I mean them, maybe I'm having a ham and cheese muffin. I hope you are, Dwarven, I hope you are. Yesterday morning, I received a curt invitation to dine with the prince. Based only on my own paranoia, I dispatched one of my servants, who is a good and loyal servant of the House Drez, to watch the palace and report back anything unusual. Just before dinner, he returned and told me what he had witnessed. A man cloaked in rags had been given entrance into the palace and had stayed there for some time. When he left, my servant saw his face beneath the cloak, an alchemist of infamous repute, said to be a leading supplier of exotic poisons. A fine observer, my servant also noticed that the alchemist entered the palace smelling of wick wheat, bitter green, and something alien and sweet. When he left, he was odorless. He had come to the same conclusion as I did. The prince had procured ingredients to prepare a poison. Bitter green alone is deadly when eaten raw, but the other ingredients suggested something far deeper. As your unholiness can doubtless imagine, I went to dinner that night, prepared for any eventuality. All of Prince Helseth's other counselors were in attendance, and I noticed that all were slightly apprehensive. Of course, I imagined that I was in a nest of spies, and all knew of the prince's mysterious meeting. It is just as likely that some knew of the alchemist's visit, while others were simply concerned by the nature of the prince's invitation, and still others merely unconsciously adopted the tense disposition of their fellow, better-informed counselors. The prince, however, was in fine mettle, and soon had everyone relaxed and at ease. At 9, we were all ushered into his dining hall, where the feast had been laid out. And what a feast! Honeyed gore apples, fragrant stews, roasts in various blood sauces, and every variety of fish and fowl, expertly and ostentatiously prepared. Crystal and gold flagons of wine, Flynn, Shane, and Masta were at our seats to be savored as appropriate with each course. As tantalizing as the aromas were, it occurred to me that in such a maze of spices and flavors, a discreet poison would be undetectable. Fuck yeah, I love blood. Throughout the meal, I maintained the illusion of eating the food and drinking the liquor, but I was surreptitious and swallowed nothing. Finally, the plates and food were cleared from the table, and a tureen of a spicy broth was placed in the center of the banquet. The servant who brought it then retired, closing the banquet hall door behind him. "It smells divine, my prince," said the Marchioness Kolgar, the Nord woman, "but I cannot eat another thing." Your Highness, I added, feigning a tone of friendliness and slight intoxication, you know that everyone at this table would gladly die to put you on the throne of Morrowind, but is it really necessary that we gorge ourselves to death? The others at the table agreed with appreciative groans. Prince Helseth smiled. I swear by Vernima the Gifter, my dark liege, even you have never seen a smile such as this one. Ironic words. You see, an alchemist visited me today, as some of you already doubtless know. He showed me how to make a marvelous poison and its antidote, a most potent potion, excellent for my purposes. No restoration spell will aid you once you've ingested it. Only the antidote in the tureen will save you from certain death. And what a death from what I've heard. I am eager to see if the effects are all that the alchemist promised. It should be horribly painful for the afflicted, but quite entertaining. Spoiler, the antidote was in the food they ate. No one said a word. I could feel my heart beating hard in my chest. Your Highness, said Alarat, the Dunmer I suspected of alliance with the temple. Have you poisoned someone at this table? You were very astute, Alarat, said Prince Helseth, looking about the table, eyeing each of his advisors carefully. Little wonder I value your counsel, as indeed I value all in this room. It would be perhaps easiest for me to say who I haven't poisoned. I haven't poisoned any who serve but one master, any whose loyalty to me is sincere. I haven't poisoned any person who wants to see King Helseth on the throne of Morrowind. I haven't poisoned anyone who isn't a spy. Wait, double negatives! For the Empire, the Temple, the House of Telvanni, the House of Rudderon, the House of Induriel, the House of Dress. Whoops, wait, what? So you have poisoned people who are spies? Rude. Your Unholiness, he looked directly at me at his last words. I know that in certainty, my face is practiced at keeping my thoughts from showing, but I immediately thought of every secret meeting I've had, every coded message I sent to you in the house, my dark liege. What could he know? What could he, even without knowing, suspect? I felt my heart beating even faster. Was it fear or poison? I couldn't speak, certain as I was that my voice would betray my calm facade. Those loyal to me who wish harm on my enemies may be wondering how I can be certain that the poison has been ingested. Is it possible that the guilty party, or dare I say parties, were suspicious and merely pretended to eat and drink tonight? Of course, but even the craftiest of pretenders would have to raise a glass to his or her lips and put empty forks or spoons in their mouths to play the charade. The food, you see, was not poisoned. The cups and cutlery were. If you did not partake out of fear, you were poisoned just the same, and sadly missed an excellent roast. Yo, welcome, Super Jank. How's it going? It's good to see you. It's a lot of poisonings. If it is easier to list who didn't get poisoned. Yeah, I mean, from the sound of it, it's like everybody? I think everybody. But we'll fucking see. It's a bloodbath. Sweat beaded on my... and not the kind that I find delicious and tasty. Sweat beaded on my face, and I turned from the prince so he would not see. My fellow advisors, all of them, were frozen in their seats. From the Marchioness Kolgar, white with fear, to Kema Ineb, visibly shaking, from the furrowed, angry brow of Alarat to the statue-like stare of Burgess. I couldn't help thinking then, could the prince's entire counselorship be comprised of nothing but spies? Was there any person at the table loyal? And then I thought, what if I were not a spy myself? Would I trust Helseth to know that? No one knows better than his advisors both the depth of the prince's paranoia and the utter implacability of his ambition. If I were not a spy for the house, Drez, even then would I be safe. Could a loyalist be poisoned because of a not-so-innocent misjudgment? The others must have been thinking the same, loyalists and spies alike. While my mind whirled, I could hear the prince's voice, addressing all assembled. The poison acts quickly. If the antidote is not taken within 1 minute from now, there will be death at the table. I couldn't decide whether I had been poisoned or not. My stomach ached, but I reminded myself it might have been the result of sitting at a sumptuous banquet and not partaking. My heart shook in my chest, and a bitter taste like trama root stung my lips. Again, was it fear or poison? "These are the last words you will hear if you are disloyal to me," said Prince Helseth, still smiling that damned smile as he watched his advisors squirming in their seats. "Take the antidote and live." Could I believe him? I thought of what I knew of the prince and his character. Would he kill a self-confessed spy at his court, or would he rather send the vanquished back to his masters? The prince was ruthless, but either possibility was within his manner. Surely the theatricality of this whole dinner was meant to be a presentation to instill fear. What would my ancestors say if I joined them after sitting at a table, eventually dying of poison? What would they say if I took the antidote, confessing my allegiance to you in the house Drez, and was summarily executed? And I confess, I thought of what you might do to me, even after I was dead. I had grown so lightheaded and filled with my own thoughts that I didn't see Burgess jump from his seat. I was only suddenly aware that he had the tureen in his hands and was gulping down the liquid within. There were guards all around, though I never noticed them entering. Burgess, okay. Burgess, said Prince Helseth, still smiling. You have spent some time at Ghostgate, House Redoran. You didn't know? Burgess laughed sourly. No, House. I report to your stepsister, the Queen of Wayrest. I've always been in her employ. By Akatosh, you poisoned me because you thought I was working for some damnable dark elves? You're half right, said the prince. I didn't guess who you were working for, or even that you were a spy. But you're also wrong about me poisoning you. You poisoned yourself when you drank from the tureen. Your Unholiness, you don't need to hear how Burgess died. I know that you have seen much over the many, many years of your existence, but you truly don't want to know. I wish I could erase the memories of his agonies from my own mind. The council was dismissed shortly thereafter. I do not know if Prince Helseth knows or suspects that I too am a spy. I do not know how many others last night, were as close as I was from drinking from the tureen before Burgess did. I only know that if the prince does not suspect me now, he will. I cannot win at the games he mastered long ago with the court of Wayrest, and I beg your Unholiness, my dark liege Downane, to use your influence in the house Dress and dismiss your loyal servant from this charge. Publisher's note. Of course, the anonymous writer's signature has not been on any reprint of the letter since the original. Can I do this? Well, you won't miss it, Trebonius. Don't worry about it. Hey, Karame, thanks for the lurk. Just keep smiling. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that he admitted so soon that it was, the poison was in the tureen. Origin of the Mages Guild, we have read. Fragment on Artaeum. We have read. Mysticism. We have read. Galarian the Mystic. We have read. Okay. Yo, Jane, thank you for the points. Thank you for helping us to tear down the VIPs, those nasty, foul VIPs who have so rapidly taken over the iios channel. Okay, nothing.
How can I help you?
Sick.
Oh.
That was a nice story. It was your last story. Are you going to bed now? Chillingworth. That was a good story, actually. See, some of the stories are really good, such as that one. Next, we take down the mods. Oh, A mod battle royale. I don't know. You know, I like my mods too much to pit them against one another. Thanks. 130 is really good. Expensive ring. That's amazing. This is a 300 value ratio. 0.1 to 30. That's incredible. I don't want to get weighed down with ingredients. That's why we're leaving most of them there. Okay, I think we're almost outside. Hello, Janand Molinik. Trebonius. The other day he asked me to build a new medium for Okado, since the original seems to have been destroyed in all those troubles in the Iliac Bay. I don't know what he asked you to do, but my advice is to try and ignore him. KQ and I were watching food vids last night and gushing about ribs. Oh, yum. Wonderful. Ribs are delicious. Is this on stream? You're just hanging out and watching some hot vids. Oh. A demon longbow. Jeez, cool. Good sale on ribs at Costco right now. Yum, Shindigs. Go get yourself a mess of ribs. You go get you and your whole family a mess of ribs over at Costco. Welcome, Creo. It's good to have you. Yeah, we've been having a great time in Morrowind. Just an absolutely fantastic time of it. Blind on touch when used, drain fatigue when used. Cast one strike. What the hell does bound longbow mean in this context? Is this literally a longbow I can evoke to give myself another longbow? Because that's dumb, actually. That's actually pretty dumb, if that's what it is. Great, thanks. Oops, okay, don't sell those things to them because she'll be like, you stole this from us, blah, 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 blah. Okay. God, I do fucking love ribs, though.
Do you have something to
Man,
say?
there's a rib video watching club. I want to be in it. That's my response, actually. That is my actual response. There is a club where we just sit around and we watch movies about ribs. I want to go to there. Spirit of the Daedra. No way. No way. Okay. Spirit of the Daedra. That is a new book. A new book for us. What else do we have? We're going to take Cure Common Disease. We'll just take them, honestly. And we take all of these magic potions to sell. We can sell Special Flora. Amazing. Okay. Spirit of the Daedra. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that, Claire. There's a stream that just kind of plays food vids like it's a TV channel. That's a deal breaker. Yo, thanks for the follow, Creo. And it's great to see you, by the way, Shindigs. It was awesome to see your stream a little bit yesterday. It seemed like a lot of fun. Yeah, when I was hanging out, Shindigs, it was just like people were just like taking a million photos of you. It's just like photo. It was wild, actually. Shindigs does some really, really cool VTuber stuff. Really, that's all I can say. Just to compliment Shindigs anymore would be to overdo it. Yeah, so take my recommendation and and do with it what you will. How you should know us: death, defeat, and fear. We do not die. We do not fear death. Destroy the body, and the animus is cast into the darkness, but the animus returns. But we are not all brave. No, for sure. Well, RIP Austin, that sucks. RIP your internet. It's like a dwarf in Dwarf Fortress when my dwarves made a legendary beer stein with a picture of a beer stein carved into it. We can go deeper. This is the first game you completed for you? Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent. You know, this is our first playthrough, and it's a long playthrough, but I feel like we're really experiencing some of the magic of Morrowind ourselves. It's great to have you. But we are not all brave. We feel pain and fear it. We feel shame and fear it. We feel loss and fear it. We hate the darkness and fear it. What I want to be clear, what I meant... God, fucking words. What I meant by what I said about shindigs was, you should just go check shindigs out. They're super cool, but I feel like they're cooler than than my words can even do justice to. Yeah. We feel pain and okay. The scamps have small thoughts and cannot fear greatly. The Vermai have no thoughts and cannot fear. The Dremora have deep thoughts and must master fear to overcome it. The clan bond. We are not born. We have not fathers nor mothers, yet we have kin and clans. The clan form is strong. It shapes body and thought. And the clan form is strength and purpose. The oath bond. We serve by choice. We serve the strong so that their strength might shield us. Clans serve by long practice, but practice may change. Dremora have long served Dagon, but not always so. Practice is secure when oath bonds are secure and trust is shared. When oath bonds are weak, there is pain and shame and loss and darkness and great fear. How we think about man. Perhaps you find scamps comic and Vermai brutish. How then do you imagine we view you humans? You are the prey, and we are the huntsmen. The scamps are the hounds, and the Vermai the beaters. Your flesh is sweet, and the chase is diverting. As you may sometimes praise the fox or hare, admiring its cunning and speed, and lamenting as the hounds tear its flesh, so do we sometimes admire our prey, and secretly applaud when it cheats our snares or eludes pursuit. But, like all worldly things, you will in time wear and be used up. You age, grow ugly, weak, and foolish. You are always lost, late or soon. Sometimes the prey turns upon us and bites. It is a small thing. When wounded or weary, we fly away to restore. Sometimes a precious thing is lost, but that risk makes the chase all the sweeter. Man's mystery. Man is mortal and doomed to death and failure and loss. This lies beyond our comprehension. Why do you not despair? Dark. So it's meant to be like from the Daedra, you know? Trebonius gave you some duties. Last year he asked me to dig a tunnel to the mainland so the Telvanni couldn't interfere with imperial trade. I just tell him it's progressing according to schedule. It's really funny. Okay, and she won't do anything for me. Will you advance me? Okay. Before we leave, I guess. Thanks for the channel points, Melancolmina. Let's see if we can just nab these last few books here.
Greetings. What shall we talk about?
Okay, thank you for your donation. Okay, so I think we can now get out of the Vivec Mages Guild. Yeah, RIP Austin, that sucks.
Do you have something to say?
Mamma mia!
Okay. We are in the Mages Guild. And this is inside one of the cantons, I suppose. Mamma mia! Hey, Favis. Redguard. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Well, that's too damn bad. Soundtrack is wonderful for you. It is very, very chill. Yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting, Austin. Because it ought to be like, you should be, you know, in theory, you ought to be able to get a super low bandwidth audio only track and still have the audio be good quality. So Red Guards are loud, loutish, and boastful. With education and discipline, they make passable mercenaries. They are stubborn and bloody-minded, but courageous and tough. They have little aptitude for the arcane arts, but they are quick enough to make good archers and skirmishers. They have little respect for law or tradition, and are often successful as smugglers and bandits. Orcs are the beast barbarians of the Rothgarian and Dragontail Mountains. They are wonderful warriors and armorers, but they are not civilized beings, and they worship the bad Daedra. They have come as Legion veterans to settle in Morrowind, and by law they have rights as citizens. Many serve as reliable mercenaries and hirelings, and as people they may someday come to be civilized. But many orcs are savages and outlaws, and as a race they cannot be trusted. Nord. The Nords are treacherous, violent, and greedy. They've invaded our land in the past, and still have designs on our territories. They are fierce warriors, but impulsive and undisciplined. They are superstitious and easily cowed by displays of powerful sorcery. They can be as simple and trusting as children, and lack the basic elements of courtesy and diplomacy. As mercenaries, they are useful only on the offensive, and their treatment of unarmed civilians and captives is barbaric. Morag Tong. The uninformed associate the Morag Tong with the Dark Brotherhood, the Western Assassins Guild, but the Morag Tong is the sworn enemy of the Dark Brotherhood, and they couldn't be more different in practice or principle. Yeah, absolutely awesome. It seems like something that could be improved, for sure. Because that seems like a bad outcome, you know, or even like if you kept audio quality high while reducing video quality, that would probably be a worthwhile trade-off for the bandwidth or something. Hey Hentai, welcome. It's good to see you. So Herd the Bandit has become Herd the Pirate. I guess he's decided to try his luck with seagoing banditry. How do you like the idea of Herd and his mob in a boat? I hope they've invested in water-breathing potions. Khajiit. Khajiit are clever animals and useful servants when trained from early youth, and so long as they are kept away from skooma. They are compulsive thieves and liars, lamentable traits that can be amended by stern punishment. By imperial law, free Khajiit have the rights of citizens. Now there are Khajiit thieves everywhere. Imperial. The Imperials are clever, industrious thieves and con men. Their legions are invincible, but individually they are weak and cowardly. Their civilization is a shabby imitation of high elven culture, cheapened by the common greed and grasping nature of their merchants and monopolists. They have subjugated and enslaved the various peoples of Tamriel, and called this coerced submission peace. Hulia. Hulia, the Argonian Morag Tong. Not many Argonians in the Morag Tong. I'd look for him at the Black Shulk Corner Club in the Lower Waste Works of the Foreign Quarter, or at Jobasha's books on the same level of the Lower Waste Works as the Black Shulk Corner Club. Hey, welcome, Valandar. It's good to see you. How's it going? Mobile Twitch has an easy-to-access audio-only mode, yet I don't see it for desktop. Yeah, it seems like a bug almost. Austin. Yes, it must be Dwarven Crafts. Like, I know, I could guarantee to you that we have read many entries about every race, but this must be, yeah, from the perspective of an Altmer, so they're like kind of elitist and stuff. House Wars. The Dunmer House great houses long ago adopted certain customs and rules to avoid open warfare. House wars are supervised by the temple, and private feuds and writs of assassination are contracted through the Morag Tong. House Telvanni. The Telvanni think that wisdom confers power, and power confers right. Great houses. Great houses derive from ancient Dunmer clan and tribes, but now function as political parties. Current events. Misshapen monsters and diseases called blight diseases are spreading from Red Mountain, a volcano where the devil Dagoth-Ur and his ash vampires live. The settled regions are safe enough, but outside the towns and villages, travel is becoming dangerous. Breton. Bretons are arrogant, undisciplined, subject to wild swings of emotion. They make strong but unreliable wizards and mercenaries. They are occasionally independent and creative thinkers, but are faithless and unreliable servants and hirelings. Bosmer. The Bosmer are a light, careless, insubstantial people. They are barely civilized barbarians, living in unheated communal huts in the middle of empty forest wastelands. They are marvelous archers and cunning hunters, but they are worthless as hirelings, having no concept of contract, obligation, or loyalty. They are passionate and spiritually alive, but befuddled by primitive superstitions and shamanistic spirit worship. Argonian. Nice, Valandar. Yeah, what kind of miniatures have you been painting? That's awesome to get a permanent setup. That's awesome. Yeah, if you want to share, I think you probably already did share some pictures in our Discord, as I recall. But I always love seeing the projects people are working on. It's a lot of fun. Argonians are cunning, savage beasts incapable of enlightenment. They are blasphemous travesties of nature, with unspeakable foulness in their private and family urges. When guided by a stern hand, they can be trained as passable servants and slaves. By imperial law, free Argonians have the rights of citizens, but no law can ever make an Argonian human. Altmer. The Altmer are proud, conceited, and decadent. Their clothes, manners, arts, and crafts are highly refined, but they are godless and spiritually empty. They content themselves with reliving the aged glories of their martial traditions and their mastery of sorcery and enchantment. Their achievements are admirable, but their culture no longer serves any vital purpose. What's your background? I am Favis Solaran, noble. Okay, nice. Hey, welcome, Snowy.
What do you want?
Yeah, don't worry. I got what I needed. Yeah, so good to see you, Snowy. I hope you're doing well. It's still drying. Yeah, of course. No, it's just great. To hear what everybody's up to. Measurehead, yeah. Oh yeah. Gosh, I really want to play Disco Elysium again on stream. I've wanted to almost since we started streaming on Twitch. It's been on my list. Actually, if I think about it, I'm gonna tab. If I think about it, actually, it is. Yo, Claire Bear, welcome. Thank you so much, Claire, for the raid. Thanks for the raid. I hope you had a great stream, Claire. If I think about it,
Radio's channel with 2 friends.
Disco Elysium is our second outstanding unplayed game on stream, actually, out of like 100 and something. But you know, way back in the day, friend of the stream Juan Pequeño recommended Disco Elysium to us, which we have played already. To be clear, let's go back to our books list. We have played already, but it would be so much fun to play again. Because I played on release, and I have not played since some of the updates came out. God, there's just like amazing potions in these crates. Like just really good potions. Crazy good potions. I inspired you to get Disco Elysium, Snowy. Did you enjoy it?
I'm sure it's around here somewhere.
You just watched Dark Web Unfriended. Yeah. Was it like a fictional movie?
Do you have something to say, Dumner?
Unfamiliar.
Hey, Srazami. Join the Morag Tong. Guildmaster Ino Halalu may be found in the Arena Canton here in Vivec Mages. Suthe Rot prefer claws to weapons, fast and always ready. Morag Tong. Guided by ancient traditions and rigid codes of conduct, the Morag Tong only recruits candidates of proven skill and honor. Cool. How about you? What's up? Domalan, take this, friend. I think everyone should read this leaflet. It has important information on it. Leaflet. It has important information on it. Something must be done. Did you say reading material? Beware. Have no dealings with Orang Fererness. She is known to be both underhanded and unethical in her dealings. The materials she uses are both shoddy and dangerous. You could come to great harm from her products. Her shop should be avoided at all costs. See these testimonials. I took potion and got sick. Lost good lunch. Grug Bob G. Her materials looked old and stale, not good for alchemical use. Darren O. She should be disemboweled and fed to Nyx hounds. Halorn Gar F. Wow. That's, those are some fighting words, sir. Hey, Ordinator. Well, Scooey. Well, here is the Mages Guild. And we're headed out of here, actually. I don't think I want to explore more buildings here. Not particularly.
So where are you from?
But this is the Foreign Quarter. Here's the Fighters Guild. And there's another smith, so that's 2 smiths. Alright. We have... Okay, a bunch of stuff in our pockets. Our actual goal here has always been Ebonheart. Okay, we are at the north. Yes, we're in the northmost quarter. Wow, I did not know this went up so high. Oh, it goes up to the 2nd level. Oh my word. Totally, Claire, totally. No, Disco did not have the comprehensive voice acting when I played it. And that's part of what we would want to see and experience. And just to replay in a different way. Wow, we're all the way up here on the top of this place. It's huge. Look how big it is. Phenomenal so far, yeah. A horror movie about the dangers of fishing. Yeah, that's no joke. Fuck, I can't make this jump. God, we gotta go down from the inside. Oh, wait, that's a different door. So, Upper Wasteworks. Oh, no. It's like a... Fucking hell. I have to, like... wind my way through this whole place. Foreign Quarter. Is that the... I feel like you see this symbol in Skyrim a lot. Okay, well I guess we have to figure out how to get off the sort of roof of this place. That's the Imperial symbol, right? Oh, there's so many people. Ah, okay, okay. We're leaving. We're not doing Vivec right now. We're not doing Vivec right now. We're not doing Vivec right now. I don't want to take this fall either. Okay, hold up. Let's walk around. Yeah, Disco Elysium is really... Where does this go? Disco Elysium just does a fantastic job of addressing all kinds of difficult, complicated issues. Oh, it like goes up on either side. That's the Upper Wasteworks. Okay. Well, that was a bust. We have doors into the lower wasteworks here. And here. That goes up. And then if we come around on either side... You're scared of your creation in Fallout 4? Like your outpost? Hugin or something different? Okay, and then we take stairs down, or we can leap over the balcony, but... Yeah, it's the water container, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So that goes to the canal works. But this is actually a different indoor area. No, this is like a lower area. Oh my fucking god, dude. You made a creepy looking cyborg and you don't like it. It's time to start over. Hey, Christy S. It's too much. Wait. Okay, okay. Not to the okay. Okay. Oh my fucking god. We're gonna be here for years. This is just one of these fucking things. There's like 6 of them. I don't want to go to the canal works. God damn it. Okay, maybe I do, but I don't want to go down to the like underworks. Oh. Foreign quarter tomb? Oh.
Portals has an extra special video for us to watch.
Okay. Thank you, Chortles. Thank you for that. I'm over encumbered? You asshole. Give me... Yeah, whatever. Fucking hell, dude. Dude! Manon, fill her! Oh, please, Manon. Fill me up. Fuck. Okay, Chortles, thank you. Thank you for the video. God damn it. Fuck. This place, I feel it's like a... At least I don't. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the video. God, this place is such a nightmare. Say it ain't so. That goes to the tomb. I mean, do we want to go to the tomb? We could go to the tomb. You hear it every time now? Yeah, there's a reason Weezer isn't known for their harmonies. Yeah. Yeah. No, no tomb. You don't think so, Valentar? Fine. I accept. So those are both stairs that go up, and then this is all... No, I'm not going in the bookseller's shop. And... Ugh. Okay. Okay, we go upstairs, I guess. It's just up here to the right. We go out. Wait, but how do I get there? God damn it, stop it. Okay, not there. That goes to the canal works, which is not where I want to be. I guess this is a different side of the canal works. Hello? Any rumors? Have you noticed people staying up until all hours of the night, walking in the streets, tradesmen open all the time? Strange. Like they can't get to sleep or something. Or don't want to go to sleep. Maybe something in their sleep is bothering them, if you follow my meaning. Yeah, maybe. Here. I'll sell you a bunch of potions. Oh shit, we can't sell anywhere near... Great.
Well met, Outlander. What is it?
Can I use the altar? Restore my attributes, please and thank you. Okay. What over here? This goes to the Foreign Quarter tomb. That goes to a different tomb. There's like multiple tombs just here in the Foreign Quarter?
What words do you have for me, citizen?
Dude. Oh my fucking word. Okay. So there's a whole fucking like mall down here. And there's like, each of these is 3 stories and there's like 5 of them or something. My word. Oh, nope. So we have to go back here and then a mall. Yeah, I guess maybe it's where they live, okay, to be fair, but...
Tidings.
Upper Wasteworks? No, I want to be in the Lower Wasteworks, don't I? No, I need to go downstairs, though. Oh. Okay. Good lord. Yeah. Ugh. Great, okay. Oh, is there even a door here? This just goes up then, right? And then there's not even an entrance on this side. Oh, okay. Holy shit. No, thank you. Thank you for your restraint, Valandar, yeah. We watched one teenage movie from the 90s and now you're measuring things in unit of mall. Yeah. Just a swell, cool place where everybody hangs out, you know, and it's a social scene and stuff. That book we read about the sunken ship makes me wonder if there will be more sunken ships in the game. Thank you, everybody, for your channel points. 99,000 channel points raised. We are so close to ending the terror, the terrorizing reign of VIPs. Thank God. Thank fucking God, you know. You know, I don't think you can know too much about Elder Scrolls metaphysics, Valandar. I don't think that's possible. All right. Pickle me timbers. Thank you for your points, everybody. Did you know there's right click. Did you know there's literally a swimming skill? In Morrowind. Right? I could swear there is. Is it just athletics? Maybe it is just athletics, actually. I could have sworn that we actually had a swimming skill. I don't think we do. Okay, ignore me. Ignore me. There was a swimming skill in EverQuest. Boy. What a fun... You know, gotta go level up my swimming. Sounds great. Back, you filthy guar. How about you? You know, I see, I see a mass of enemies, and I can't help but fight. No, I mean, and also the experience doesn't hurt, you know? You're fighting a cow horse, yeah. They're kind of cute. I don't know why these ones are so bloodthirsty. I've contracted Witbane. Fuck me. Somehow it sounds like it's gonna make me dumber. You'd think those little creatures would learn from the big creature's mistake. You see, that's their critical downfall. An inability to think for themselves. Or something. Oh, fuck me. Our wits are baned. Agility 30 points? Cure common disease. Sick. Yo, sick. All right. Brave, brave, brave. iios. Shit, maybe I have Whipbane. I feel dumber every day. Yeah. Yeah, that's a medical condition, Delta. Yeah, dumbing. Progressive dumbing. Yeah, be careful. I understand why Cyrodiil was once a jungle, but as of Oblivion was and always had been temperate forest. Yeah. Yeah, all that background is, it's fun to have, and it's some of the background we're getting as we're playing. Whoops. And reading all of the books and stuff as well, which is fun. No one up here? Okay, I just had to check. I believe somebody wanted us to talk to the East Empire Company staff here in these buildings. So let's just try and talk to them for a second. Karyurel. Narmak. He lives in Narmak, a village on the Bitter Coast. You can take passage to Narmak by the way of Laod from the Ebonheart docks. Speak to Navosi Halan, the shipmaster. His boat is the Chun-Uk, Lord's Mail. Okay.
I see you. Hello.
Lord's Mail.
Do you want something from me?
Okay.
What say you?
Just talking to people again. We've crossed over into Spore. Spore was great, though. Well.
Greetings. What exactly?
Athletics skill to 35. Spore was fine. Spore was an experience.
What say you?
Dwemer. Dwemer, literally the deep, or deep-counseled, or secretive people, are the fabled lost dwarven race whose ruins and splendid artifacts are scattered across Tamriel. Elves use the term Dwemer, connoting variously deep delving, profound, and close-counseled. Imperial usage is dwarven, derived in fable from the affectionate regard of the giant races for their little Dwemer friends. Lord's Mail. Nerevar. Nerevar was a legendary Dunmer general who, in ancient times, defeated the evil dwarves, Nords, Orcs, and traitor Dunmer at the Battle of Red Mountain. Nerevar was also one of the founders of the First Council of Great Houses, and friend and companion of Vivec, Almalexia, and Sothasil, who later became the gods of the Tribunal Temple. Urshulaku Camp. The Ashlander Urshulaku tribe has a permanent settlement at Urshulaku Camp on the northern coast of Vardenfell, north of Margon village. Okay, sick. Goodbye. I think the person in here...
Go ahead.
Around this corner is who we want. Any secrets? Have you heard of this new secret cult, the Sixth House? They say they sit around in caves, cutting off pieces of their own flesh and eating it. It's that corporous disease, makes the flesh grow wild and crazy. Cut a piece off and another piece grows back, bigger and better. Guards say we're looking into it. Right. That makes me feel better.
Fight well.
Okay. The end game was awful. Yeah, it was pretty hopeless.
Yes?
Hey, Canctunian Pontius. But you don't have anything to say to me. I thought you and I had some business, Canctunian. But perhaps not. We have a couple more people over here.
I see you. Hello.
Hello. Kamanatong. The Kamanatong are known for their brutal disregard for human life.
And what is your business here? How may we help?
Okay. Can you take me anywhere? I'm a fisherwoman, not a gondolier. Okay, we go up into Ebonheart and turn in our quests. The third tallest race of elves. Fascinating. Gosh. You know, wouldn't there be like variation in height though? So like some people would be like different heights?
You look ravaged. Maybe you should see a healer.
Maybe you should fuck off, person. Keep your opinions to yourself. Alright. Sorry, I'm a little on edge here.
Yes, Dunmer?
I already healed, or I mean I cured myself already. You got a boat, don't you? And you want money? Then you're gonna be a goddamn gondolier. Wouldn't it be like a gondolierer, right?
You seem to be doing all right for yourself. What can I do for you?
I'm working on it. Advancement? Cool. So the people we want are actually downstairs. Imperial Cult. The Imperial Cult combines the worship of the Aedra, Akatosh, Dibella, Arche, Zenithar, Mara, Stendar, Kinnereth, and Julianos with worship of the divine god hero Tiber Septim, founder and patron of the Empire. Altars are found in Imperial Cult chapels and shrines. In Morrowind, Imperial Cult shrines are usually found in Legion forts. God, we have a ton of shit in our pockets at the moment.
Please, by all means, I'm listening.
Just checking to see what is showing up here. An amulet of light. A speed belt. I like the sound of the speed belt. Fortify speed 5 to 20 points for 30 seconds on self. I love that. Fuck yeah, hit me with it. Let me evoke this belt right about now. You definitely do have to be wearing clothes, right, to evoke them, right? So if I... Belt of Feet of Notorgo. Yeah, I do equip it, and that is amazing. Tiber Septim. Tiber Septim, Talos the Dragonborn, heir to the seat of Sundered Kings, is the greatest hero god of mankind, and worshipped as the protector and patron of just rulership and civil society. Hey, welcome, King Curly. Good to see you.
Well met.
Ahoy there.
What is it?
And hey, Nick and Knack, you as well. How's it going?
Well met.
I just need to double check these books. For My Gods and Emperor, Monomyth, the Monomyth, Varieties of Faith, yep, the Annotated Anuad. Okay, yes, we've read all of those. We're going downstairs to give in a quest, actually. Hi, welcome, King Curly. How's it going? A gondola piloted by a gondolier. Interesting. Well, now I know. So, you have brought me 5 units of willow anther. Here is a cure paralyzation potion for you, and a little something extra. Since you've been such a diligent helper, I learned a great deal from this book, but I know its lessons by heart. I'd like you to have my old copy, and I hope it brings you the same satisfaction it brought me. Speak to me again when you are ready for another lay healer mission, and don't forget to check for advancement. The 4 Suitors of Benetah has been added to your inventory.
You seem like very good company.
Bring me 5 units of scrib jelly for cure poison and cure blight potions. The closest reliable source of scribs is the Shulk Egg Mine, southwest of Balmora, on the west bank of the Wada Odai, near a swinging bridge. The Kwama worker is not aggressive, but the Kwama warrior and Kwama forager are another matter. Be careful with them. I'll teach you the detect creature spell to help you hunt scribs. Yeah, well, I mean, that's 1 scrib jelly. You know, I bet we could just find scrib jelly just around. Thank you for the book, which I would love to read.
I'd be happy to talk. My pleasure, really.
Have you reached our goal of 100 gold in donations for the Buckmouth Fund, or have you come to report your failure? I have doubled our goal. Excellent. Once again, you've exceeded our expectations. Take these gifts as tokens of our gratitude for your faithful and diligent service to the Imperial cult. And when you're ready for your next almoner mission, speak to me again. Goodbye. For our coming Harvest's End pageant, we need a red shirt with a black vest. Please visit clothiers and ask if they would donate such a shirt and vest to the cult. The combination of shirt and vest is what they call a common shirt. When you have the red shirt with a black vest, return and deliver them to me. Great, shirt and vest. I'm told that a shirt and vest together is what they call here a common shirt. There are many styles of common shirt, but we must have a red shirt with a black vest to symbolize the Drake's fire that warms us in long, cold winter nights. Since the red shirt and black vest are a Western style, Dunmer clothiers may not have them. You may have better luck in Vivec's foreign quarter, or Balmora, Caldera, or Pelagiad. Advancement. You have served the 9 well, but we do not qualify yet. Great. Oh my fucking lord. I'm still trying. Very well, carry on. Shulk Egg Mine. The mine is a short distance southwest of Balmora in the bluffs west of the Odai River. The old suspension bridge across the Odai is just southeast of the mine entrance. A path leads through a break in the mountains from the Pelagiad Balmora road, but the turnoff isn't marked. It may be easiest to go all the way to Balmora, then head south from the gate near the Strider Port. Climb over the ridge, keeping the river on your left. Watch for the fire of the mining camp at the entrance. My word. Okay, a game at dinner. We just read. The Buying Game is a book, and The 4 Suitors of Benetah is a book. Wouldn't you know it? We got ourselves 2 books. The 4 Suitors of Benetah. You have gained knowledge from this book. Your restoration skill increased to 21. Lucky us. Lucky us. The Reading Rainbow. A Reading Rainbow. The 4 Suitors of Benetah by Joel Yolaves. Up until he was 10 years old, Oin Parnaphacasus was in an elite group of the very best families of Nisus. They went to the very best tailors, shared the same tutors, played in the same exclusive company. When his mother died and his father discovered that the money they had been living on was based on a thief's salary, he suddenly found himself on a very different kind of society, one that he had been ill-equipped to deal with. They were poor. Oin eventually learned to make a living at the only skill he seemed to be well suited for, gardening. In time, he had grown an impressive garden of willow anther, gold cannet, chokeweed, white bloat root, and trama shrubs. He had also grown himself into a remarkably uninteresting man. Aside from his gardening, he had little to say for himself. Unlearned, uncharismatic, unathletic, uncoordinated, and yet he yearned. Specifically, he yearned for a girl he had known before all his trouble, a sweet thing with curly locks and a joyous laugh named Benita Gorgoth. Once when at play he had pushed a bully away who was trying to hurt her, and the look of appreciation she gave him was enough to make all his days since then worth their while. As he tended his garden one springtide, not very many years ago, he heard some people talking through the thick, tall trama shrubs about the marriage of Sidura Induril Pavflek Mamuna, one of the wealthiest and most respected nobles in Nisus, and Sergio Benita Gorgoth. His heart fell. She had found another, a mere 9 years since she had given him that look while at play. As spring turned into summer, and summer into fall, Oin began to sell his herbs, including some to Cana Yakin Baal, a prominent healer in town. He had been a tutor to both Benita and Oin, and told the young man that the lady's husband was not very well. Oin held back his happiness and continued on his errands. A mere 9 years, yeah, not long at all. Not long afterwards, Sidura Induril Pavflek Mamuna fell ill and died, despite all the skills of the greatest healers, including Yakin Baal. When Oin came to deliver the herbs that day, he said, "If you are still in communication with Benita, please give her my sympathies." Next. "Nichao," said Yakin, "if I could get a word in with all her counselors. They are trying to find her a new husband, and she has made it clear that she will only marry the strongest man in Morrowind." Hey, welcome, Expo. How's it going? Fancy seeing you this time of the evening. "Who is that?" asked Oin. "Harath the Strong," replied Yakin. "It is said that he can lift a wagon with but his forefinger and thumb." "You can teach me a spell that will fortify my own strength," said Oin. "I beg you to teach it to me now." "Very well," replied Yakin, "but in return I want your next season's worth of trama root, all to myself." Oin agreed, and Yakin taught him the spell to fortify his strength. It took him some time to master it, visualizing magicka streaming through his body, pumping through the very fibers of his muscles, for a time, giving him strength far beyond the puny power nature had intended. When Oin met Harath on the street of Nisus, he cast the spell and challenged him to a duel of strength. "I am Harath the Strong," said Harath the Strong, predictably. "Witness as I lift this wagon, but with my thumb and forefinger," and he did so. "I am Nimlam the Mighty," said Oin, taking some artistic liberty. "Witness as I lift this stable that houses your wagon, with but my forefinger," and he too did so. The word went out quickly throughout Morrowind. The strongest man alive was in the province. Oin went to visit his friend, Yakin Baal. Her lady Benita has heard of the strength of Nimlam the Mighty, and has said that she was mistaken. She was not looking for a man of strength to marry. Oh God. But a man of intelligence. A great scholar, the greatest in all Morrowind. "Who is that?" asked Oin. "Kina Warfell Thomason," replied Yakin. "It is said that he can best any man or woman in a battle of wits." "You can teach me a spell that will fortify my own intelligence," said Oin. "I beg you to teach it to me now. "Very well," replied Yakin, "but in return I want your next season's worth of white bloat root, all to myself." Oin agreed, and for the next couple of weeks Yakin taught him the spell and trained him in its use. He taught him how to entrench his mind for the sudden assault of awareness and aptitude that would assail it, how to give himself to the sudden thoughts and theorems that would invade his consciousness. When he met Warfell Thomason in the Mages Guild of Nisus, he cast his spell and gave the challenge. "I am Kina Warfell Thomason, and can prove that Akatosh, Nirn, and Oblivion are one," said Warfell, writing out the mathematical formula that showed it was so. "I am Kina Zambel Mokafa, and I can prove that you do not exist," said Oin. He wrote out the mathematical formula, which proved correct, and Kina Warfell Thomason vaporized on the spot. The word went out quickly throughout Morrowind. The most intelligent man alive... Absolutely not, Kitty. Absolutely not. Was in the province. Oin went to visit his friend, Yakin Baal. Her lady Benita has heard of the intelligence of Kina Zambel Mokafa, and has said that she was mistaken. She was not looking for a man of intelligence to marry, but a man of endurance, a rock, the greatest in all Morrowind. Who is that? Asked Oin. I would say Master Kombova, said Yakin. They say he can stand in blue flames for 20 minutes. You can teach me a spell that will fortify my own endurance, said Oin. I beg you to teach it to me now. Very well, replied Yakin, but in return, I want your next season's worth of chokeweed, all to myself. Oin agreed, and for the next several weeks, he learned the spell to make his endurance like that of the oldest stone. He learned how to shrug off the effects of frost, poison, fire, and charges of lightning, pulling the pain into a reservoir of magicka and expelling it. The lesson learned, he came across Master Kombova at the Madoc trade house. My name is Master Kombova, said the fellow, nudging the witch next to him. Kina Lales cast a ball of blue flame for me. And he sat in the inferno of flame for 20 minutes before he left. Master Kombova, my name is Master Vamp, said Oin. Kina Lales cast a ball of blue flames for me. Oin sat in the inferno of blue fire for very nearly an hour before he left. The word went out quickly throughout Morrowind. The toughest man alive was in the province. Oin went to visit his friend, Yakin Bael. Her Lady Benita has heard of the endurance of Master Vamp, he said, not entirely approving of Oin's latest sobriquet, and has said that she was mistaken. She was not looking for a man of endurance to marry, but a man of agility, a nimble acrobat, the greatest in all Morrowind. Who is that? Asked Oin. I would say Fun Krazot Prif, said Yakin. They say he is the greatest shield blocker and pickpocket in Morrowind. You can teach me a spell that will fortify my own agility, said Oin. I beg you to teach to me now. Very well, replied Yakin. But in return, I want your next season's worth of gold cannet, all to myself. Oin agreed, and Yakin taught him the spell that would fire his impulses with magicka. Over several weeks, he learned how to supplant his own natural energy with the spells, how to view the world at the slower pace a man with advanced agility sees. In time, Oin came upon Fun Krazot in a field outside the city, doing his regular exercises. Oin cast his spell and approached the acrobat. Ah, behold the power of the amazing Fun Krazot Prif, said the aforementioned, and prompted his sparring partner to attack him with his sword. He blocked the blows effortlessly with a shield for 10 minutes, and then revealed afterwards that he had pickpocketed the young man's purse. Very impressive, Sir Prif. Now behold the power of the remarkable Gazuf Mog, said Oin, and prompted Prif's sparring partner to attack him with his sword. After 20 minutes of blocking the man's blows with his shield, he revealed that he had pickpocketed Fun Krazot Prif's purse. The word went out quickly throughout Morrowind. The most agile man alive was in the province. Oin went to visit his friend, Yakin Bael. The door was closed this time, and he heard voices within. Have you heard about the remarkable Gazuf Mog? Yakin Bael was asking. He sounds like a very promising suitor. The truth is, Kina, that I have no more interest in him than I had in Nimlam the Mighty, Kina Zombel Mokafa, or Master Vamp, replied a feminine voice that seemed familiar to Oin. I will have to invent a new test for suitors while I search for my true love. You don't wish to marry the strongest, most intelligent, toughest, most agile suitors? Asked the old healer. No, not at all, said the woman. I had to make some kind of test to rebuff the advances of so many men interested in my money and the money of my late husband. The truth is that I've never forgotten the young boy who was so kind to me when I was a little girl and so brave fighting off the bullies. His name was Oin Parnificasis. Oin burst into the room and was reunited with Benita. They were married at once. A week later, he returned to Yakin Bael and learned how to fortify his personality in exchange for next season's worth of willow anther. Then they lived happily ever after. Okay. Boy, it sounds like what's-his-face really turned out well. You have gained knowledge from this book. Your mercantile skill increased to 24. The Buying Game. Okay, this will be the last book of the night. The Buying Game. Alright, this is 128 books read. That was a good one. I like that one. Except for the ending. The ending was dumb. The Buying Game by Ababel Timsar Dadison. So many people simply buy the items they need at the price they are given. Yeah. You know, that book in particular, I think Nick and Knack was meant to be like... It's meant to be like in the format of like a fable, right? Or like a... I don't know, maybe not a fable, but just kind of like a folk tale, I think. That was a particularly lame ending to it, but to be fair, there's plenty of bad ends in these books. So many people simply buy the items they need at the price they are given. It's a very sad state of affairs. When the game is really open to all, you don't need an invitation. And it is a game, the game of bargaining, to be played seriously, and I hasten to add, politely. And elsewhere, it is common for the shop owner to offer the prospective buyer tea or sweetmeats and engage in polite conversation before commencing the business. This eminently civilized tradition has a practical purpose, allowing the buyer to observe the wares for sale. It is considered impolite not to accept, though it does not imply obligation on the part of the buyer. Whether this particular custom is part of the culture or not, it's wise for the buyer and seller to greet one another with smiles and warm salutations, like gladiators honoring one another before the battle. Bargaining is expected all over Tamriel, but the game can be broken if one's offer is so preposterously low that it insults the shopkeeper. If you are offered something for 10 gold pieces, try offering 6 and seeing where that takes you. Do not look like you're very interested, but do not mock the quality of the goods, even if they deserve it. Much better to admire the quality of workmanship, but comment that, regretfully, you simply cannot afford such a price. When the shopkeeper compliments your taste, smile, but try to resist the flattery. A lot of the game recognizes on recognizing the types of shopkeepers, and not automatically assuming that the rural merchant is ignorant and easily fooled, or that the rapacious city merchant is selling shoddy merchandise. Caravans, it should be mentioned, are always good places to go to buy or trade. Knowing what you're buying and from whom is a talent bought only after years of practice. Know the specialties of certain regions and merchants before you even step foot in a shop. Recognize, too, the prejudices of the region. In Morrowind, where I hail from, for example, Argonians are viewed with a certain amount of suspicion. Don't be surprised or insulted if the shopkeepers follow you around the shop, assuming you're going to steal something. Similarly, Nords, Bretons, and Cyrodiils are sometimes treated coolly by merchants in the Somerset Isles. Of course, I don't know any shopkeepers anywhere, no matter their open-mindedness, who aren't alerted when a Khajiit or a Bosmer enters their shop, even Khajiiti and Bosmeri shopkeepers. If you need something you really like or need, buy it then, and there at the best price you can get. I cannot tell you how many times I picked up a rare and interesting relic, assuming that I could find it elsewhere in the region, perhaps at a larger town at a better price. Too late, I discovered I was wrong, and when I returned to the shop weeks later, the item I wanted was gone. Better to get a great purchase at a decent price and discover it again at a worse price than to miss out on your opportunities for ownership. Occasionally, impulsiveness is the best buying strategy. Sense the moves of the game, and everyone can win. Wow, that's kind of crap. Kind of crap, I have to say. Well, when we return, where are we going actually? When we return, where are we going? I don't know, actually, even. I'm trying to decide. We might just keep following along some of these quest lines until they peter out or take us someplace interesting, I guess. Really not sure. We'll have to decide. Yet another save, ended in, as being an Imperial sellout. Yet another. Well, it's been so much fun to have you all here this evening. We're going to pick somebody to raid. We'll be back tomorrow. It will be 1 hour late tomorrow. We'll be back at 9 p.m. Have you started the main quest yet? Yes, I have. We went to Arkanthond, and as part of going to Arkanthond, we advanced the main quest there. So we know about the Nerevarine prophecy and stuff. But that's about it, really. That is just about it. Let's go see Nintendesi, who's doing some fun, starts with an S, Journey to Silius. Always love Nintendesi, just an absolutely great streamer in person. Let's go have a nice chill time. 9 p.m. what time zone? That's 9 p.m. Pacific time. So I'll just be 1 hour late, you know. So instead of, yeah, 1 hour later than usual, which is at 8 p.m. Pacific time. So I look forward to seeing some of you tomorrow. I hope you all have a fantastic evening. Thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. Good night. Let's go.